three bet a lot
Let's
of his
look at
pairs.
tripled boards. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I think if we were able to node lock it to say that he's not three betting off a lot of pocket pairs, that because obviously we know he should be three betting every pair. And we're able to node lock it to say that, like, say twos through eights, he's just flatting, and then maybe even nines sometimes. I think it would change our calling frequency to almost pure, because now he has more pocket pairs that he might think he's value betting with a pair, that he has a full house, that with us checking back the ace either scared us, or I think it's an auto call. If he's got a four, nice hand, sir. On to the next one.
Yeah,
Um,
you could argue it's just we just call and move on with our life.
because I mean, especially if you're to add in a whole bunch of other full houses in his range, that we beat.
Yeah, that's valid. You really That's a good point. I
uh,
didn't think about that.
I think, and I could be wrong. Like I said, we can't know box, so that we don't really know. But I think,
I couldn't unlock it if I made a custom solve where we had flatted pairs. So, yeah, we're not folding him. So if it goes, this is going to be 40. Check, bet big, call, ace, check. This is the turn. Now if we
you
check
didn't go
back,
check on the turn. We jammed the turn. So now check ten of spades
was it
or whatever. I guess it doesn't. The specific suit
it was
doesn't
a 10
matter.
actually, you're right?
It was a 10, but I don't know if the board.
You have a really good rote memory. I'm jealous.
So double diamond, double spade. So do the 10 of diamonds. That'll keep the proportions, or 10. I guess I see. I would do 10 of diamonds because that can change the actual, because it's a double.
All right.
So 10 of diamonds, that because that will change a little bit. And then he just open jams from the big blind. He and we're
Yeah, we
pure calling.
mix. No, we don't. It's here, right?
No, our ace
We're
deuce off though is pure calling.
well, I'm thinking of all of our A sets.
Right.
But yeah. Um unfortunately don't like to be. We Ace deuce. It's close. It's not slam dunk. We're in a weird part of the game tree anyway. Hey Brian.
Yeah.
So but the argument is that what are we calling for here? So the argument is that we're never winning.
Um,
The
and
best
I
we'll
mean,
do is chopping
I disagree with the never winning part.
because you say he has like fives and sixes.
Yeah, he has fives, sixes, sevens, maybe even eights. Um, I guess I don't know. I don't know what buy-in is this tournament, and what I mean, how
So
any player
110.
notes on this. What was that?
So 110,
So
110.
110. So he's probably not going to be a drooler, although a lot of, like, at least on stars, a lot of the 100 plus, they have so many satellites that you'll get, I mean, dollar tournament players that spin it up. So, I mean, but at a 110, he's also capable. Like, players are going to be more capable of bluffing this spot.
Yeah.
Um, I don't think we can fold here. We're calling. I mean, he's got bluffs. I don't think he's three betting off all of his pocket pairs. So he has other full houses that we beat. I think if we took a look, I think it'd be an even. I mean, it already almost pure calls without node locking. Well, pure calls our ace X, our full houses, not range, but
So yeah. So it unfortunately doesn't classify full houses. But it's yeah, it mixes some folds with some of these, but most of it's calling. And it mixes folds because it's like pretty close EV. It actually shows it as negative EV,
I wonder why that is.
because
Why,
he's
like,
got quads.
yeah, but
I
no,
mean,
but I mean, like, if
he's
you
got
look,
quads in his range. Is the way
like,
to
why
best way
does
to say
Ace
it.
Jack suited have less equity than Ace Deuce off? Like,
That's
they
gonna be
should
some kind
be
of blocker, unblocker interaction, right? Like where, like
probably
it would depend on
centered
where his
around the
bluffs are
Jack
coming
10,
from.
possibly centered around like a Jack 10.
So here you'd have to look at strategy. Then he is jamming 1% of the time. So when he jams, he's got bluffs in here, right? So he's
I don't
so
know. I
he's
mean, are the tens bluffs or are they thin value?
not a thin value. He's got, let me see,
All of
thin
his
value.
tens are going with it too. Tens might
Tens
be
are
thin
too.
value.
That says
Anyway,
even more of why you're calling.
Right.
yeah, you could argue it's just a unavoidable cooler.
I just think
It's an
we
interesting
put them.
hand when you were you here, Brian, when Scotty went over his hand where he ran into quads on a paired board.
Yeah. Yeah, where I think it's I think it's a there's a difference. I don't see the action in this and everything. Um,
I'm being naughty. I'm breaking the rules of bringing a tournament
I don't
game.
care.
This is a tournament game.
I don't play
But this
tournaments,
is
but I would like to learn more about them.
this is a triple board, right?
Yeah.
So in a triple board, obviously, here he's got like in theory, he's got like
No
10
pairs.
combos of with 4x. So he has
No, we had 10 combos with
What does he have?
4X. He
What does
had
he have?
like
Like 4, 5, 4, 3, 4, 2, ace four,
yeah.
some ace
uh,
four, king four,
king
jack. I
four,
think
king
So
four,
like
queen four.
here,
I know it's a little wider.
categories.
Um,
He's got 27 combos.
we
okay, so
had
he's
10 combos
wow.
of
Okay, there's a
4X.
lot of them.
We have 10 combos. Yeah,
Is
you're
that
right.
because we're opening to two big blinds here? Is that what we did?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
tournament
This is
sizing.
tournament, which is
Okay.
the kind of at this depth, that's kind of a normal size.
Yeah, no, I don't know tournaments. So I assume that you opened smaller here, so he's gonna have a lot of more defends in the big blind. So then you
And plus,
see
with
that
Annie's, the big blind has way more defense, anyways, because there's
so you,
Annie's and no rake.
you
Hey
see that
Dean, how you
here.
doing? I talked to Dean about this hand last night. I couldn't help myself, Dean. I had to bring this hand up, even though this is cash.
Dean's was Dean's consensus same as mine, or
Um, I think Dean thought I was just a cooler too. I think.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
mean,
I haven't seen the reveal, so I don't know if
well,
it was a cooler
actually,
yet or
you know
not.
what? One of the things that you can say though is that if you're saying that if you're saying that he is the type of player that's going to jam thinly with 10x and stuff like that, then I mean I
Well,
would say that we reduce the amount of hands like pocket fives, six, and sevens that are within his range because a player that's going to go that thin for value is probably going to three bet off five, six, sevens, eights.
Well,
in theory, like
and they
he's
should
supposed
three
to
bet it
three
off
bet
in theory.
all pairs.
That's my point though. That's what I'm like earlier you said, well, sometimes you don't always chop. And I was like, well, I agreed with you, and then I was thinking about it, and I was like, well, if we're saying that this player is gonna, and that's because we think he might be thin value betting with certain hands, well, we can reduce a ton of those hands because a lot of those hands, the type of player that's going to thin value bet those hands, very likely is three betting those off pre-flop.
I see your point. Yeah,
That's my
you're
point. That's
classifying that player type. Yeah, you've
Yeah,
got a
I'm
good
not
point.
saying it's like a guaranteed science. I'm saying that with
Yeah,
the
yeah.
assumptions that we're making, he probably doesn't have as many of those hands then.
There's less. I feel even players three bet even less in tournaments from the big blind
Okay. I do,
than cash.
okay,
True.
so that would weight him, but then you're going to say that that player is now going to turn and thin value bet like 10x here on this board on the river, thin value jamming.
Turn 10x into a bluff
I mean, they
because you
could.
can
Well,
put
10x could be
pressure.
a value jam here, I guess. I don't
At
know.
least in theory land, it's a value jam. In his brain, it might be a bluff because you have so little 4x. It should be a
When
bluff.
because
You don't have
and I mean that's the other thing that is kind of tough. Like solvers don't really take into account because we're just chip EV. Is that the pressure he can put on Larry because he jams, he's not all in. If Larry calls,
Yeah.
if Larry risks it and calls, like let's say if Larry doesn't have an ace, it almost becomes
Oh, he has to fold.
most players are going to fold everything worse than forceful aces. So it almost becomes worth it, right?
Well, it makes
Because
sense
for
too
Larry to
because
call, he puts his tournament life on the line, whereas that player, no, there's some 10x jamming,
if
Dean.
you if you look at the one thing that is the dynamic of this
No
hand is also
10x jamming.
interesting is
It's all
because
in the smaller size bet.
I think that Larry is
Yeah.
gonna have less ace x getting to the turn than the person who defended is
When
because you're
Larry
not.
checked the turn, which you
No,
slow played, you
yes,
trapped your ace, and then when
but
the
that's my
trap
point.
sprung, you said, "Oh shit."
Yes, I'm
Trap the
saying, but
trapper.
when Larry c bets the flop, only his weakest aces should be c betting there a lot, and a lot of his strongest ones should be checking because they have a lot of showdown value. So now, if this guy's like aware, he would be thinking, you don't have a ton of ace x getting to this turn. I have a lot of ace x that defends, and I have more 4x within my range in general. So now I have so many more strong nutted hands that I can blast you off with, which that would be like more of a, that would be at least if I was thinking about it, like my range versus range and the way your range should play on that board.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't
I
think a
see your
lot of the
point.
4x didn't actually jam on the river, did it, Larry?
It was check raising on the flop, so it wouldn't jam, have a lot anyways to get to the river.
Yeah, when I bet big here, if you look at categories, his quads are
Was
mixing.
raising,
Yeah, I have a
quads are
question too.
mixing.
On the flop, when you go big, what is his defending? What does he defend with? All of his pairs.
He's folding quite a bit. He's folding
He
40.
has
He's
no
folding
pairs because in
60%.
in theory he literally he jams twos, threes, fours. He has no pocket pairs here in theory.
Oh, okay. So
He's defending ace high.
yeah.
He's defending some king high.
So when he
He
has these high here, and what does your c betting range look like? Sorry, I just wanted to see because
Looking at the baseline. We're c-betting range.
okay,
So
we're
we
betting range.
generally
Okay,
like the equity graph is very interesting here in the lower left-hand corner. I don't know if can you guys see that? I don't know why I can't get it to look
yeah,
different
I
than
can see
this.
it. I can see it. It goes
yeah.
nuts.
Notice we're the green line. He doesn't possess pairs in theory. So we all of a sudden have got a massive nut advantage, or range advantage, I guess. We really have a boat advantage. So because of that, till the very top, we've got all these quads.
Very tippy top is where he's got us crushed.
So what
Yeah.
if we took our cash game thinking post flop and like would you put a lot of assumptions from cash onto like your average tournament players that they're not going to three bet wide enough from the blinds?
Yeah,
Um,
I think
So
that's
he has more strong hands than
so.
GTO
Especially
does.
because when you
Yeah, I
look
don't
at
think people are finding like he's supposed to, in theory, he's supposed to
they'll jam their pairs in tournaments.
stick the pairs in,
They'll
Okay,
do that.
even at 40 picks.
and that's
at four,
that's that's not pre-flop. This is
No, that's pre-flop.
oh, this
This
is
is
pre-flop.
pre-flop.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, he's supposed to rip it in Larry's face half the time with ace deuce off.
in theory, he has no pairs coming to the flop.
Okay. So, but we don't think that's right. So we think that he
He's
has
got, yeah, we think he's got
all of
probably
them.
sevens to twos.
Even I think even good capable players are saying are not doing this because they
Yeah.
understand like yeah, it generates a lot of folds, but at the same time, like pairs have a ton of value still.
The
Okay.
reason
So
that I think, well, the theory behind this is that you just want to get them in at lower stack depths because they're extremely hard to realize your equity with when you're playing out of position. Like if you go,
And because the button has so much bullshit in their opening
I was about
range,
to say,
because
I would think
yeah.
it's because your range is so wide when you're opening
So it
that
stops here, right? It stops at 80, but when you get to like
we
40,
go down.
in theory, in
And if you look at even like 20, how much jams, like there's so much that just wants to run the equity.
because yeah, and that's the
yeah,
thought behind it is that it's very hard to play and realize your equity. So you just want to get it in and run it
well,
at
I
these
think that you have.
chippy V at these lower stack depths.
I mean, it just
Like
makes
look
sense.
at the
You have
size
a
of
ton of fold
continue range in
equity.
the big blind versus like a cash continue range.
Say it again.
I
How
said, but
wide it
like I
is?
was,
Yeah, it's
yeah,
like
like
Yeah,
65% of hands.
more
We're
than
only
that,
yeah, we're
it's
only folding what
the absolute
15%?
14%
garbage.
Cash six max.
is
It's like we're defending what 60% or something.
we're defending
Oh
50. We're folding a little over 50.
yeah,
So
rake
considerably,
rake is
yeah, because
boring.
rake and no annies.
So
Most important thing, I don't think humans are jamming five 5x pot on the river with
That's
tens, probably
It's
not
really
even an
not though. It's
ace too
two
high.
a little more than 2x pot.
yeah, that was
No,
what I
the pot
agreed
is
to.
13 and he's putting 55 in there.
How
But
many
Larry
bluffs?
only has 32.
What bluffs do we think that
3x.
a human is finding on 4 4 4 ace 10?
Yeah.
yeah, I don't
That's
know, not very
that's my
many.
question. Is like,
And
what do
No
we?
bluffs, and they're not going thin enough for value either. They're going to like pot it with an ace probably to try
so
to call because they're
so I
blocking
think
call.
so. The question becomes, I mean, is this just a fucking cooler and we move on, which I think is a total, which is a valid position. We just accept it and say, okay, well, we got the worst turn in the world. We move on. Or do we say, and this is what Scotty was speaking to when he was talking about, his $5,000 pot with it's like $3,000 with where he ran in the quad queens. Do we look at this and say, does he have enough bluffs here? Or are we just calling for a chop? Do we ever win? I think those are the three questions.
Yeah, do we ever win? He
I
doesn't have
remember
enough
the
bluffs.
Scotty hand you're talking about because he didn't even have a pair. It was a double paired board.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
we.
double paired, and he had an ace for aces out of
Yeah.
queens.
I think I think there's stuff he's jamming that we beat.
Yeah, so
I
what's
think
if you give him any
especially because it a tournament. Like you have to think, say we're playing 100 NL
Wait,
online,
what
right?
is he
Which
jamming that we beat? What hands?
Nothing
Like, what is he thin value betting here that we beat?
that he called a big bet on the flop
That's
with.
that's my point. Is now we have to look at the big bet on the flop because what 10x gets here? There's not a lot of ace
Um,
10. That's a
he's not
chop.
folding any pocket pair on the flop
Okay, is
ever.
he taking this line with the pocket pair on the river to thinly for
Once we
value?
check the turn, a lot. What I would the point I before I got cut off, what I was going to say is we also have to remember in tournaments, especially online, if we're playing 100 NL online, right? There's no satellites into cash games. You put up the cash and you play. In a tournament online, especially there's so many like all the hundreds, at least on stars, every day there's multiple satellites starting at $1 for every $100 tournament. So you have $100 or $1 tournament players playing 100 times over their average stake. You have $10 tournament players playing 10 times over their average stake.
Are those
You have a
guys on
ton.
average going to be too aggressive?
Sometimes,
Overly
yeah,
aggressive?
they will.
I
They'll
mean,
blast with, "I have a full
at a
house. I'm
plus.
good. He didn't bet his ace. I have a full house. I'm good." I you see it a lot.
Okay, so
Scotty,
we said there's.
I was naughty and I took over with a very interesting tourney
Punishment.
hand, which spoke to your tourney hand or your cash hand that you showed a couple weeks ago from
Oh, right.
cash. And last night after I coolered myself here, the first thing I
I'm gonna
thought is,
message
man,
LP, tell him
I
to get in
wish I
here,
had
get his
remembered that
thoughts.
conversation I had had with Scotty.
Yep.
I
About
wish I had remembered that hand that Scotty brought.
hmm
I have a question.
I
Where
had one of
where are
these.
you at in this tournament? Like how many? How many?
We're actually pretty. We're like,
Mm-hmm.
no,
Are we
we're
in the
early.
money? Are we out of the? Are we close to the money?
No, we're chippy V. We're chippy V.
Should I message
Are
LP,
you
have
in?
him jump in the session real
Almost
quick?
the end of lay reg.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, I don't think we're at a late red yet.
Nah, but close because it's like 400, 800.
I feel like
So-
it doesn't matter quite as much. I don't know how everything works in tournaments, but in my brain, I would think that this is a spot where it's just okay to get stacked then though.
Yeah, it might be.
Because
And
like
but
I think if you're right on the money, you don't want to be taking a spot that's a chop or loss.
Yeah.
yeah,
A
First
lot
thing
of
I
the time.
asked, is there ICM implications?
Yeah.
I
Now
mean,
ICM
okay.
in
impl
theory, there's always ICM once you enter, but it's not
right.
significant at this point. But
Yeah, it's not significant yet, and I would say that that would make sense for me that we are okay with. I mean, it really comes down to whether you think he has any bluffs here. If he has no bluffs here, then it doesn't matter. You just never call because you're only ever chopping at best. So then you never call if he has no bluffs. But like if you're getting here and he has, you think he has some bluffs in your way out of the money. It's like it's in my head. It makes sense. It's like I'm okay with taking this spot because it's not like I'm torching my profit by getting
yeah,
knocked out right on the bubble.
Yeah.
Now, before we get a reveal, whatever you did, like I don't hate folding here either. I think for me it's a spot where I think we put the money in. If he's got the quads, we say nice hand. There's enough that we beat. But I don't hate a fold here either because again, the difference, we don't just get to reload like in a tournament. So if late reg is over in a tournament, when we're done, we're done, right?
Right.
Like
yeah,
we
Also,
don't
just on
just
this
get to.
hand, it's not just the four. There's two other hands that beat you. There's three combos of pocket tens and one combo of pocket aces,
He
plus all the
doesn't have
fours.
those.
He doesn't have
I mean,
aces.
I
He
guess
could have
unless
tens.
Yeah. Anyway, I didn't. Yeah.
maybe
well,
pocket tens sometimes every once in a while, but I just don't think so. I
I
don't think
open
he's ever got
button.
aces.
I big bet. That's correct in theory. Big bet.
Yeah.
I trap. He jams.
Right. You trap, and then when the trap springs, say,
Okay.
oh
You
shit, what'd they
trap
do?
and he jams. I'm okay. I'm much more okay with this call in this line.
The other thing I
Right.
thought relative to the hand that you showed a couple weeks ago, Scotty, is that it's much harder to have a four when there's three on the board,
Mhm.
as opposed to where your guy was trapped flat in queens
Yeah.
and there's two on the board. I think that makes it harder for him to have quads.
Let's see.
Just card removal.
But not when you,
But
but not
No,
when you bet big on the flop and he calls.
yeah,
Like
his range is somewhat filtered.
like
Can't forget
way,
that.
yeah.
he's the big blind, right?
Yeah,
So
he's
he can
defending.
so he can have a logical. So his 5-4
He
suited
has
is super
27
easy and
combos.
logical.
He has
And it's
27
ace,
combos that contain a four, Scotty.
right? And it's ace of hearts 4 is also a very easy one to have. So yeah, 5-4-4-6, all those.
Yeah.
Yeah. But as
Yeah.
played,
Just
given that you trapped
a
the
cooler.
turn,
He was 5-4 off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that I trap the turn, I think is important in the
yeah, I
in the
think
line
with your
here.
trap, it's not like you bet and then he raised you to try to get you off a chop. I think
Yeah.
there are bluffs here.
Okay,
Yeah.
that was the is whether we think he has bluffs or not, and we say
Yeah.
that we don't think he has enough bluffs.
And
Is
does he
the
go
problem.
thin enough for value too? Is he
Or
like
be going
enough
thin
for
for
aces
value.
or-
That was like because what is his 10x that's going thin here? or his pocket jacks likely don't call, pocket queens, all of that stuff likely doesn't call out of the big blind. So now his thin value is 10x and pairs under 10x. And would they take that size going thin?
Yeah.
No.
And if you check the flop, is he thinking like, oh, like if he had an ace, he's like, oh, great, like he checked the flop. What am I going to get to call now?
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
I got
that's
to
the
bet
turn. He
smaller
checks the
for ace.
turn. If he is, how much of his
Oh, yeah,
all of his
true.
ace x defends is what we thought, and I think that that's actually accurate. In I don't know much about tournaments, but I would say that from what I can tell and from what I've seen about tournaments, there's a lot of defending of ace high hands
Yeah, there
in
are.
these types of
He's defend.
configuration.
He's only
So
folding like 15-20% of hands here.
yeah, and he's got, I mean, in this spot, he's going to have a lot of ace x. So you chop with his ace x. We don't think he's going thin for this size with a lot of hands, and he has to be turning. What does he defend with? What does he defend here? Yeah, actually go back to the can
And
you
if
go
he
back to
had
that?
ace
I want
X,
to look at his full
I
defending
mean,
yeah,
hand.
I do think the conversation would be very, very different if you'd gone bet flop, bet turn, and then he donk jams river, or you
Yeah.
go bet flop, check turn, he checks river, we bet, and he check raises. It'd be a very different discussion. But when you
Yes.
check the turn to trap and then the trap springs,
Yeah,
I
that's
Yeah.
kind of the
even
indicator that
though
maybe we
you're
Yeah.
should get away.
trapping though, and like he's coming out just like donking all in on the river. Like if he had an ace, what is he hoping to get called by donking all in?
he's hoping to get called by our pocket
That's
kings,
not
pocket
calling.
queens.
No.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
You
an
think
interesting spot,
they would often bet
smaller,
smaller.
and that's what I think. Well, that's the other thing too. It's like when you have a four here, you probably have to call very wide here when this guy has a four, so he gets to
Do
just
think it would
But also, let's contradict something here. We said that if he had an ace here, he wouldn't be doing this jam size because he wants to get called. Well, he did this jam size with a four and he wanted to get
yeah.
called.
But when he's holding an ace, it's less likely that you're holding an ace. And now
Hmm.
when you check
Yeah,
the turn,
yeah.
how often do you have ace x that best of
Mhm.
flop checks the turn? So
Yeah.
what is he what is he targeting? I mean, I guess then again that also goes to the point that if he doesn't think we have an ace a lot of the time, so why would he jam? Which is
Right.
also
That's what
true.
I'm saying. So
Yeah.
he didn't think that way. That wasn't his thought.
Yeah.
I do think, Larry, it would be fairly interesting to post because obviously either, because they don't really do a ton of hand review in LP session. I think it'd be interesting to post this hand in the MTT hands section on the poker coaching Discord and see what kind of feedback you get there by because that's going to be for more like pure tournament players who kind of know these spots more.
I
I
also
mean,
would
we're
say
looking at it through the lens of a bunch of cash players.
if we looked at this like a cash spot where it's post flop, I mean, and we understand how most people play, what would we say they have too many bluffs or not enough bluffs here?
In a cash spot, they have not enough. But tournaments are, especially studied tournament players, it is very, very different spot. Very different.
That's fair.
I would say
Tournament
even
players
them,
don't
I
At
have
feel like
enough
100
most
bluffs
big
people
at
blinds.
all.
are not finding enough bluff.
Yes.
No.
What do you
Like
think,
At
Scotty?
100
I would
big
say
blinds, I agree.
probably would
Well,
float more because they're deeper.
well, let's picture this hand played at 100 big blinds. And played exactly this line. We get, we're here small, and then he jams the river on us. I don't think that they jam their bluff because they don't need to. Because 2x pot is just as effective
Right.
for a bluff.
Yeah.
1.5x pot might be just as effective. So I don't think that there's a lot of people jamming the bluff.
Well, that's what it would be in cash, like 2.5 because it's so
Uh,
deep.
this
Yeah,
is
but I
And
mean, but again, the
he's mixing
pot's
traps here.
13. The pot's 13, and we're saying a guy jams for 100 at our stack depths.
Hmm.
I think that they are under bluffing at 100, and that you are facing
Ace
an
of
ace.
diamonds and then the 10 of
You're
spades.
facing an
Larry.
ace at bet. That's your best outcome is
yeah,
that you're facing an ace.
I think, but
Interesting.
even if I looked at this spot like I was playing a short stack player in cash, and this
Well,
was the
look at this. Look at this
and
really quick. This player, when it goes button bet big blind call on this ace of diamonds turn, it is a pure donk lead.
That is so funny.
I didn't
Wow.
expect that. I didn't expect that.
Literally, like I looked and I'm like, you clicked right past because I in my head I thought like, oh, you clicked right past big blind. I'd be interested to see how many um
Well, they don't
donk
have
lead, and then
donks
I'm like,
in
wait a minute, that is
cash yet.
big blind. Like there is a ton, they're
Yeah.
leading, they're donking range on this turn card. But again, look how many more pocket pairs they
Why not
have.
comparison? I don't know. It really. Let me see. Out of position. Yeah, this ace is really the best card for them. An ace is the best card for out of position because he must
Yes.
defend. He must call. Gets this big bet. He must call all his ace X's to defend. So if you look
Yeah.
at equity of the when the turn come cards, it just shifts equity to out of position.
this is.
In theory, in cash at 100 big blinds.
Still,
Oh, I didn't know they
I
put these
think
charts on. I didn't know they
Oh,
put
this
these
is
charts
100
on.
big blind.
Wait, do they have this in cash too? They put the like
this
because I
is
remember.
cash.
We're looking at a cash hand.
Oh shit! I was sitting.
That's
I
what I
didn't.
was saying. That's why I was surprised. It is literally donking
Yeah.
range in cash, turn donk range in cash.
Yeah, it's I didn't expect to see that at all.
Me
No, I
either.
just
But when
seen
you
that.
look at so this is out of position equity on all remaining cards, right? And the ace is the best card for them.
We'll go.
Because we
Well,
check so many aces on the
does
flop,
our? I was
go
about to say
down value.
does our range? What is our
Oh,
strategy?
and this is the strategy for out of position.
Yeah.
So
What is
they
our?
donk any ace or king because they're defending it.
Or
Mhm.
four.
We're
Are
range
we range
betting,
betting this
right? The
flop?
first thing is that we're range betting here.
Okay, we're range betting. That's why. Okay, that makes
And
sense.
then we call, and then this ace comes, and their defense, all the all the ace, they're just well, not as much kings, but all the aces they're defending,
No,
Oh,
right?
look how much four,
So
four X
then because we've got entire fucking range,
raises.
and then the turn comes and they've defended all the aces, they got the nuts,
Yeah.
not including quads, which we have. But
And
it
that's the other
doesn't,
thing. Are people check raising their fours enough too?
you know.
Like
Yeah.
people will
So
trap
like they don't I don't know, do they have to I don't know if they have of
their
course they have check
calls.
raises. But yeah, so that's why the dunk happens because they're defending all their aces. Range versus range interaction. That's all it is in the world of the solver.
either way,
Do you think
we
people
were looking at so
in
check
your
check.
guys' cash games? Do you think people would check raise that many fours, or do you think they'll trap a lot more?
Way trappier.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
I
Way
no one
think they're
wants
trappier.
to.
trapping way more.
I will say that I have a very distinct memory. You guys may remember this of Jonathan Little on the TV table at last year's main event, and he turned a straight flush. Oh no, he flopped a straight flush, and he did check raise
Well,
and
I think there's a lot
got
more
it
that
all
can
in by river.
continue on that type on a board like
Yeah,
that.
but
Than
I
this.
mean, Jonathan's also I mean, he is a world class player.
Yeah, but he found the
I mean,
check raise with the nuts, with the uber
he
nuts,
did.
just like Solver's finding the check raise here.
So let's talk about
With the
that for a
uber nuts.
second.
Wait, I have a question. I
Um,
would rather do that if I was like big blind versus under the gun when they have so many more strong hands versus when you're like in this spot where it's button versus big blind. They just don't have a ton of hands that can continue to a check raise
We'll
here.
probably check raise. We might check raise more
so
under the gun.
here's the thing about the check raise that we should keep in mind. The check raise on the flop looks weaker than the check raise on the turn
It's true.
to your opponents. So that's a reason, that's an argument for it. The argument against it on this particular board, on the trips board, not the straight flush board, is that every card that comes on the turn can make your opponent a full house. And so unless they have a pocket pair that they're starting with, or an ace that they want to stay with, a good ace, they've got to fold to your check raise so much.
Well, what's the button response versus a check raise? Let's take a look at that.
Yeah. But
Well,
I'm not
no,
saying
real
in solver
people.
world. I'm saying
No,
in
not
real
solver
world.
world, real
So
life.
this is why I think people slow play the 4 here a lot. And I don't
Right,
think
I
they
get
call.
that. I just in solver world,
Yeah, let's see what they do.
what is our response
Well,
versus
Yeah,
a
let's
check
take
Scotty,
a look.
raise?
we'll look at it. Scotty, what were you gonna? You quite weren't able to finish what you said. You were saying about humans and their
I was
reaction.
saying so I was saying I think humans slow play the 4 on this board on the flop much more than the solver,
Yeah,
and I don't blame them
yeah. But
because
go ahead. Sorry.
because people don't like to fold full houses. So when they have the pocket pair there, yes, the next card can be an overcard to their pocket pair and scare them. So they may stop betting, but they don't fold on the river. You still get that in. But when they don't have a pocket pair, they fold so much to your check raise,
Yeah.
except for their absolute best aces.
Yeah, yeah.
Mine's
True.
not
That's why
calling.
I don't blame them.
Queen
So now let's
10,
take a look. We're supposed to
Queen
defend.
10, Jack 10.
Yeah. I mean, look at all
So
the
this is
aces that
what
we're just not supposed
they're
to fold.
supposed to defend. Yeah,
Yeah. We don't fold ace 7 here
Yeah,
yeah.
right.
in solver. Do your opponents fold ace 7
We
here?
three bet
Yes.
A7 some portion of the time in solver land, and in real life, like just nobody's three betting A7
Yeah.
after getting check raised on a trips board.
Yeah,
But yeah, if you
yeah.
look at a straight flush board, there's so many
Repeat.
more hands that can continue.
Right. Right. Exactly.
There's
All
just
the flush, all the flushes, all the flush draws, all the straights, all the straight draws, all the top pairs, all of
all the
that.
sets.
Yeah. So it's great.
Two
So
pairs.
yeah, I mean,
all that.
so I think the consensus here is that when we do check raise on this board, they're overfolded.
Mhm.
Yep.
In position overfolds.
But in
Yeah, oh,
general,
absolutely.
And when you
in
get
general,
called,
when
don't
you're
expect
thinking
to get folds after that.
right. But on a flop, and by the way, the same thing on a flop of 4-4 when you have pocket fours, because their strength of their hands is so limited. You've got the board so crippled.
Yeah.
But that isn't
Well,
true
then,
on other very big hands you flop.
something to think about. Should we be check raising the pants off people when they see bet the in position when we get C bet into on trips boards?
Yes, I all the time.
I mean, like every 100% frequency, we just check raise them and see what they do.
Against fish, yeah. Like a fish is not going
They're
to
going to
defend.
continue all their pairs, and
Yeah,
they're
they're
going to
going to
fold
continue
Well,
their
almost everything
fish
pairs.
else.
is going to a fish is going to a lot of the more passive fishier players aren't going to be aren't going to realize it's a range bet board. I'm talking the players that are going to range bet that board. We should be check raising the pants off of, right?
Yeah, but I would say that but fish still tend to like overstab a lot in position. So if he's overstabbing on 4-4-4, we can check raise. Now, I mean, I don't know if they are going to specifically on 4-4-4, but if they're stabbing all of their bullshit, we check raise, and when we get called, we get the fuck out of the way after that.
Well, it's not a stab though; it's a C bet.
Also, what's interesting here is that we're check raising at a very high frequency on this triple board in the big
Mhm.
blind, despite the
Yeah.
fact that it's a big bet. All right.
Yeah.
So it's a big bet at 70%, and we're check raising at 20%, which is maybe 5 or 6%
Mhm.
more than we would check raise at a B30. So this is a lot of check raising going on.
Let's see what the check raising rate
That's
goes
what I'm
up to
saying,
on the
like-
smaller bets. Just out of curiosity.
Sure. So he's not
So now
supposed to use a small bet
population will
here.
get to.
So this is only
more
this triple
fours.
board obviously benefits the button.
Yeah.
We know that already, so we attack it big time. If we
Common
use the
size
50,
is the 50%. Our check raise rate
it's
goes up.
really high. It's 25%, which is really high.
Yeah. Even more.
Yeah.
Okay. Are we
Yeah.
recording?
We are recording.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
All right. So I think I appreciate that. So I will close this out and hand it back to Scotty.
Okay.
Can we come to the
Real quick,
conclusion
Larry,
that
when
this
we
is
kind of went
a
down that rabbit
unavoidable
hole on the
unavoidable cooler, or can we think about we were just calling for a shove.
I think we should consider the fact that he's under bluffing in this spot, and that reduces the value of all of our bluff catchers.
Yeah, I think that's a valid point.
And then our best result a lot of the time is to chop. So now our bluff catcher becomes even worse than it already was when he's under bluffing.
Agreed. It's very hard to find a fold here, but I
Yeah.
think, especially after we trap turn. But I'm gonna summarize this by saying, I wish I'd gone back in my head and thought of the conversation
Yep.
around Scotty's hand 3 weeks ago, and so to bring that full circle, that's why I'm bringing it up today, so we can remember in these unicorn spots, there
Yep.
is sometimes room to find a fold here. All right, that's it.
And my unicorn last night was
I,
guy raises, I re and you'll see this hand next week, but I re-raise ace king. Next guy jams for 100 big blinds, right? Which I'm looking at going, okay, am I really going to call this? I think I am. Then the first guy called, at which point I should have gotten the fuck out of
Oh
there
yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, get the fuck out of the way.
because we were ace king, and queen, queen.
Yeah.
First
Versus
guy was
mean-
ace king, I was ace king, the other guy was queen, queen. And not only am I behind, and not only does he have my outs, I'm fighting for a chop.
Yeah.
That was such an easy fold. But I had decided already that I was calling the jam. And then when he called the jam, it's like, oh, good, extra money. And
What was
easy
the
to
what was the action again? You said somebody opened.
raise. Guy opens. I re-raise him to 8. So it's 2.5. I re-raise to 8. New guy jams for 100.
Oh God.
My guy
He just
called.
opened jams 100 bigs.
Oh, what is he
He
calling?
opened he opened 3-bet. He 3 bets 4 bets. I'm sorry. He 4 bets 100. Boom.
So what's your best case scenario that you have
Exactly.
ace king against queen 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 or queen queen jack jack?
Yep. Or ace king, or what is more expected, in those, if they're doing a mistake, ace king against ace queen against jack jack or against queen queen, something like that. And even
Or
then, one of my aces is gone. And
aces, kings, queen.
yeah, and
The
it's easy.
queens are jammed.
Yeah, it's so easy for, it's so easy for the first guy to now have aces with the way he played it. He was uncapped. It was just a very, very bad play on my part.
Yeah, I mean, I think
Yep, in the same row.
calling a cold 4 with ace king with you left behind might be questionable. I still don't think, I don't even know if that's a good call.
Yeah.
Where that guy cold
Yeah.
fours you to just jamming. He's
Mhm.
expecting, what's the best hand you're up against there? The worst hand you're up against is ace king, which you're chopping with, and
Mhm.
then sometimes ace queen, and then you're just dominated by basically everything else.
And his bluffs, and what are his bluffs? And he has them. And this is what they are: 3s, 4s, 5s, which are the equivalent of queens to me.
Yeah,
Point.
that's the same thing.
Yeah, because we've seen people do that with 3s and 4s and 5s.
I mean, yeah, your best case scenario is that you're somehow against ace 5 suited, which is fucking insane if
Yeah.
somebody has ace
Yep.
5 suited in that configuration. Ace
Yep.
queen, I guess, is
Yeah,
also
so
good,
that
unlikely.
similar mistake where in the best of all worlds, I'm fighting for a chop with somebody else.
Just threes can get double counterfeit or can get counterfeited though. Queens can't.
Yes, more often. That's true. And
No,
that's
like
that's
never,
the best
'cause
way to win.
you either hit the ace or the
When your
king.
hand doesn't improve and theirs just gets worse. All right. Let's see. Yeah, okay, we can play this one. Brian.
Okay. You could defend it if that guy folds, yeah.
So we do.
All right. We flip a flush draw.
Good.
I'm going to check here for sure.
Right. He bets small.
When he goes small, he's probably going to be betting here often.
Mm-hmm.
I am okay with check raising now
Okay.
for sure.
Right. And a check call also isn't a mistake.
No, it's fine. I just think that
Yeah.
he's just going to be betting here so much that we should be check raising more, especially with a hand like this.
Good enough. I'm good with that.
All right, we turn showdown value that we beat his draws, all of his random shit that stabs the flop. We still lose to any pocket pair that happened to be stabbing, all ace x, 10x,
Mhm.
8x. We basically barely have showdown value. But actually, I think we actually have a lot more showdown value than normal in this configuration. So I'm going to check.
Yep, we check. He checks behind. We have
I
lots of
don't
shit
know if that's
now.
I don't know if that's good or bad actually. All right. Well, we when he chucks back, what is his range? He has his give ups. Um, he has showdown value that we do not beat. Um, we check and evaluate is what I would do actually. I would still check here.
So he's got showdown value that we beat. He's got showdown value that we don't beat.
Yeah,
Raise
he's
both
got king
of those.
high showdown value, and then
Yeah,
he's got all of his
right.
pair showdown value we lose to. But yeah,
Yeah,
that's true. We beat king queen if he decided to
yeah,
use that as showdown or king
yeah.
jack.
So we could certainly check here, and depending on his size, choose to check raise. We have plenty of room for it and get that information. Um, I think I'm going to push against his showdown value immediately because the showdown value that checks behind, I don't get a chance to check raise when he has an 8 or a 10 and he checks behind. I think this is a
Yeah, I
good
don't think we're
chance.
gonna get to fold though often here. You could do this. This
Yeah.
is that gets an eight to fold some portion of the time.
All right. Let's see what we got to fold. Amazing.
Wow.
Whoa.
Wow.
Amazing.
Wow. That's insane fold from
That's why I
him.
brought it to you. That's crazy. This shouldn't work.
That should not
Now,
have worked.
Shouldn't. Yeah.
online, so he may have disconnected, right?
Okay.
I mean,
That's
that's
what
possible. I don't have a note on it. All right.
that's what like when he checks back to turn, I don't like it as much. I think that
Mhm.
he has a lot of hand. We don't have showdown value when he checks the turn. So you
Right.
know what? That makes your line better. I mean, I guess the question is we beat a little bit of his showdown value, so we can check and evaluate and
Yeah.
sometimes check raise bluff.
Yeah. And when I said I liked it, it's like, oh, I have more outs. I have trip outs and two pair outs and and still my flush outs. And I
Yeah.
didn't get any of those. And I decided that I only got that this improved my equity. It did not improve my showdown value.
You're
Do
bluffing
you
You
four
just
three
check out
suited.
there with any value?
you don't think you have any showdown value when you turn five? I think you have some.
I have some, but I
Mm.
decided on the river it wasn't enough, that this was a better play. And
I
I did
think
not expect this to work.
I
I
don't mind
expected this
his
to work against an 8 and a 10.
I don't mind his check back on turn, but I think what all of us has to do and what he should be doing is, all right, I'm check back in turn.
Yep,
I need to gird myself and get ready to bluff catch wide.
that's what you got to do because that's what happened. All right. Andy,
Scotty.
Queen 4 suited.
Um, I think no, this is a defend, isn't it? It is. We're gonna
Yep,
defend.
yep,
I
we
already know
defended.
we're gonna defend because we're here, but
Yep, we
yeah,
defended.
I'm gonna checking range.
Right. He checks behind.
I'm gonna keep checking.
Okay.
Yeah.
And are you considering betting because you now do have a draw?
Because I have a draw and because so many players, yeah, we're so scared of. I mean, so many players are so scared of mono boards.
Yeah.
I am gonna consider if this was blind versus blind, I think I would be blasting for sure.
Right.
Um,
What was his range that checked the flop?
Some singleton hearts, some pairs lower than an ace, a lot of air,
I
and
think he has plenty of ace
some
there. He
bad
still has
ace. But
yeah, he
most of
still
his ace bets because it's afraid of another heart coming off. So
yeah. I think a lot of ace X bets here because
I do too.
before that reason, they're praying. The only ace X that checks is ace X with something of hearts,
Yeah.
a decent
And even
heart.
then it might bet for value.
Right.
Ace
check.
king with the king of hearts, nut draw
That's
and the
gonna
con
blast off
nuts.
for sure.
Yeah, so yeah. I think he's got a lot. I think he has a lot of air. And we
Yeah,
technically have a
I
draw.
agree.
So we bet it.
So I think if we're gonna bet here, we need
Right.
and we fold.
We fold, of course. And let's see what we're folding to.
You know, three bet
We
it.
of course fold. What an interesting play by him
Yeah.
to choose to raise this
Yeah.
when he
I
has
don't
the
know.
heart
Checking the
back up.
flop.
Yeah,
If we check, what does he do with this hand?
Checks back.
I bet it now.
Yeah, I
Now
was
that
about to say you might bet it now.
yeah,
He's
now that
probably gonna bet a lot of hands now when we check twice.
yeah,
And then we check raise the fuck out of him when he goes small.
yeah. I wouldn't check raise the fuck out of him with this hand.
I would.
Okay. Yep, that's fine.
I wouldn't continue on a Heart River, but I would.
Yeah,
Actually, no, I would consider continuing on a Heart River,
yeah,
but I
because
wouldn't be
that's what you're
continuing.
saying
I
is
wouldn't
that,
continue for a big size on a Heart River.
right. Just hope that your heart is enough. Yep. So the nice thing he did was he kept us from blasting, which he may or may not have called, but he prevented us from bluffing, which is good for us. But I'm surprised. That's why I marked this hand. I found this a very surprising choice by him. All right, Larry.
All right. What do we got? King two
King deuce.
suited. Let's open it
All right, we open.
against a small blind range, which
Right.
probably more resembles big blind range.
I agree. We're going to look to see whether this fits in a small blind range, but I expect fits big blind more than a small blind.
We know it doesn't fit in a small blind range because a small blind range is three better full.
No, I mean one where you don't play a three better fold strategy. They exist. Like we don't see them in raked games, but it isn't the unraked version, is what we're saying. All right.
All
So
right.
I see what you're saying.
checks.
These are tough spots. I think with two back doors and an over, I would range bet small.
Okay. And so let me reverse that sentence. I'm going to range bet small on this board. You're not range betting small because you have two back doors and an over, right?
Okay, fair.
Yeah. You can
I would
bet it,
choose to small bet.
right? But it's not a range bet. If you're considering your hand, it ain't a range bet. Okay. So we bet small and we get raised.
And
Yeah, and we just fold. And let's see what we folded to. Let's see what surprising thing we folded to. That's a big surprise.
Better hand.
it's a big surprise. So
It is not in the small bet. This is not in the small blind calling range.
No.
It's not in a big blind calling range.
It is. Oh yeah, you can three bet it. You can three bet the ace three here, but people call it. It's it's in the big blind defend range.
yeah, it's
Oh,
a big
versus
blind
button
range.
open, it might be. I don't.
Against the button open, yeah, yeah. Let's take a look.
What would
let
be interesting to see?
let's just see it.
Yeah, it is there versus a
Yeah,
button open.
yeah, yep. I think the ace two does a lot of check raising. I mean, a lot of three betting. The ace three does some. The ace four does less. That's my memory. Let's see what peak does. Hello, peak. Here we go. Button raise 2.5. Big blind. They do it differently.
So I'm curious what your check raise defend
Was
range
I
is
picturing
here.
the small blind response, or is it just different? I was picturing this. I was picturing to the small blind. All right, I remembered this wrong. So let me get this right. This is small blind. All right, I'm back. But still, ace three, sure, he defends. But what a surprising check raise that he
It
found.
is an out of the blue check raise.
Yeah, good for him. Let's see if he was. Let's just see if he was cheating. We don't know that it's cheating. Well, let's see. Uh, Diamond, spade, club. Spade, club. He checks range. We bet all across the range, and the king deuce suited. Perfectly happy to do it in diamonds. Not often the smallest size, but certainly doesn't break the solve. More often, a bigger size. Uh, Over the whole board, it really likes a 50% pot bet as the standard size, but this doesn't
That would
break
kind of
often.
make sense on this because it's rainbow disconnected.
Look at him.
He's cheating.
Look at that bastard who either cheated or studied.
Can you see what our big blind defend range is? I'm sorry, what our check raise defend range is?
Sure, it ain't this. So first of all, his raise size is significantly bigger. So
What? That is weird.
he's not cheating. But what are we defending here?
So
We
we're defending as range 65%.
we're defending almost all the aces.
Look at your kings here. I thought
Straight,
there might do some
straight draw,
defending
straight
here.
draw, straight draw, pair, pair, ace six, backdoor straight draw, ace seven, backdoor straight draw, ace eight, backdoor straight draw. Not a good one, but I mean, it's there.
We go back to the big blind strategy, the big blind response strategy on the flop again. This is really weird. Take a mental picture of that really quick. And then, because I pulled it up on my, unless we have some sort of different setting,
Cash, six max,
under
Are you
big
an 8
blind.
max?
peak,
Yep. Exact same setting, button
button,
open,
big blind,
big blind defend. And let me grab the screen for a second. Just do your
jack of
whole
diamonds,
response
five of spade.
strategy.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to stop share. There we go.
Look how different this is.
Okay. Hit the red raise button. No, I don't mean that. I mean, I'm over here. So we just see the raises just to compare it to mine. There we go. This is, hold on. This is different.
Very different. And
All
I
right,
am
let's see what
cash
we're doing
six
different.
max, 100 big
Cash,
blind.
six max, no ante. Cash, six max,
Nope.
100 big blind, no ante. What's your rake? Oh, it's the same thing. All
Yeah,
right.
we're in the same
Button
because our
raise, big blind call.
100, yeah, this is the setting I'm in.
All right. Let me look at my
But
setting here. Cash, none, 100, NL 100 rake, six max.
yep.
Okay. That's you. Cash, none, 100 big blind, NL 100, six max. Six of
Button
diamonds,
raise.
Jack 6-5. I'm on Jack 5-4.
Oh, yeah,
That's
that changes things a lot.
Yeah.
that's it. Okay. Back to the world. All right. Next hand.
I was like looking at that. I'm like, this looks nothing like my response.
Yeah.
That
All
makes
right.
sense. Okay.
Here we go.
So what's up with the opening sizes kind of split? Like early on, you open at 2.25, and then later it's 2.5.
That's a new thing in peak. They decided to change their sizes.
Mm,
And I am not playing that way.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm still using my 2.5s.
That's too much to.
Yeah. Okay. All right, here we go. Good for him. Right. Dean,
Uh-huh.
ace six on the button.
All right, let's do it.
Let's do it. Big blind defends. Flop an ace.
And I still have that 3-bet filter from the other day.
What would you like to do?
Mm, like the bet.
Okay.
I
What
can see
size?
check though too. If you check, it's fine. I think because it's like a bad kicker, but I think we can also get called by a ton of shit.
Yeah, we can get called by a king, a jack, a
Yeah,
queen,
hmm,
clubs.
maybe 10.
Yep. The better aces, the slightly better aces, we're going to end up chopping with sometimes.
Hmm.
Sometimes.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, we'll have
Yep.
a chop. Yeah.
When things come out, when things go our way. Yep. Okay.
So we can
So
go
he
kind of
checks.
big. Yeah, good. I
So I
like
bet
this. Yeah, yeah.
we get the call.
Hmm.
Things seem like they are pretty simple now. He checks.
Hmm. I like to go like 3/4 pot again, but I mean, I can see check back too because shitty kicker again, but it's
This would
the
be a
same
fine
thing in
one
the
to put
flop. It
into
feels
the,
like.
yeah, this would be a fine one to bluff catch the river on. If we don't want to go again, that'd be a
Uh-huh.
reasonable line. And betting again is fine. And then you don't bet the river.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So you're gonna put in there's one more bet that's gonna go in if the world works the way you want. Um,
Yeah,
so the
either we
lines are
check and they bet,
yeah,
or we bet and then we
yeah,
check the river.
yeah. And if the river is a queen or a 10, we will reevaluate, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Or a six, we will reevaluate, or a club.
The
But
club.
if it's or a diamond, but if it's none of those things,
All those cards.
all those things, if he bets, we're calling most sizes. If he checks on the river, are you betting the river on the check line?
There's just a blank like a two of hearts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he still has to probably call with some king X.
Yeah.
So I would, because it's check
So,
check, and
yeah,
he probably goes,
yeah,
hey,
yeah. So we're gonna put in one more. We're gonna put in one more bet. And again, if we get raised here, we're folding. So we're putting in exactly one more bet. And the question is when.
Wait, if
I'm gonna put it in now.
what's the way I was thinking about a better way to think about this of like, is this the type of player that's going to, when we check here, is going to bluff with a lot of hands on the river, or if they're just the type of player that when they miss, they're just gonna check.
He's got an aggression factor of 1.7, so we wouldn't be surprised to see it.
Okay. Like against a guy that's very passive, I think you
Yeah.
should always just bet here to
Yeah.
get the value from the draws that are not gonna
Mhm.
bluff on the river.
Yep.
mm-hmm.
And I don't I 29-17, three bet
And
of
he won't call
eight.
the river bet either.
Yeah,
He'll call for us.
I don't have an opinion that this guy wouldn't do it, but I did go for it. We get check raised.
And we
We're just folding,
Oh,
right? And let's get surprised by what we got check raised by as we fold.
queen of diamonds.
King nine.
King nine.
Jeez.
What is
Is that the
happening?
same? Is this the same guy with the jacks? Is that the same guy?
No, no.
Feels
Different position. What is happening?
like the
What's happening
same.
this day?
That is crazy.
Now, these are curated hands,
I didn't like.
so you know. These are the hands when I looked at it, I went, that's strange. These are all the ones where I was surprised. All right. Up
Yeah.
next, it
That would be a
is
better person to check and then let him bluff into you on the river.
Yeah.
yeah, this is the guy to do that with. Would have been great. He would have done it since he did this.
Why? I'm trying to understand
Why he
why.
did it.
Yeah, I guess
My size doesn't look particularly scared, does it?
no. I'm just like, what is your thought? What is his thought process here? I mean,
Yeah, I know.
that
Scotty's a fish.
wide. Yeah, you guys are wide, and you can make, but that gives your hand so much more showdown value that you're.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe he just thought you did have an ace, and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna bluff him on the river. If a club comes, I can check raise him now. I have one
Slightly
club,
bigger, slightly bigger than
queen
half
of
pot.
diamond."
Not exactly double. Slightly bigger than half. Not exactly double.
Yeah, it's
This is why the turn
I probably thought a little bit before choosing my size because I considered the check back. Did he consider the pause as weakness? Who knows? Who knows? All right, there we go. All right, Brian.
all right. I mean, you could probably just fold or limp.
Yeah.
I don't want to raise.
All right. Fold, limp, or raise, and you don't like the raise. All right. We're gonna do the limp this time with 6-7. And we get to see this flop.
Check.
We check. Checks around.
All right. That doesn't really help. I check.
Check. Checks around.
All right. We have the best hand a lot. We very likely have the best hand now. Um, what are we targeting? I don't think they have a lot of aces. They checked a turn. I don't think anybody really has an eight. Um, people can have under pairs here. I don't think. I mean, I guess pocket nines. I probably just bet those on the flop a lot of the time. Yeah, got a value bet, but I don't know if I can do anything other than just go small here with,
Yeah.
no one showing any aggression here. I'm trying to get called by pocket fives and pocket sixes and fours and
Pockets fives and sixes? Don't you mean pocket nines and ten? Because pocket fives and sixes is the same
yeah, they don't
as
even
deuce
play.
three.
Fuck, I didn't even realize that. Yeah, I mean, I guess you're trying to get called by a king high at this point.
Why king high? King high is the same as deuce three.
No, it's not. It's
Yes, it
better
is.
than it's well because
Why?
nobody really has anything here. I don't think anybody checked the flop
Why
on the
would you? But
over
why is
there
somebody calling you with king high who isn't calling you with deuce three? The
because it
board
has.
is 7, 7, 8, 8
Oh
ace.
my gosh, dude! Why can I not read a fucking board anymore? This is retarded. This is like the third time I've done this.
Yes,
Yeah, there's like nothing they can really call you here.
right. So what
I
can
guess you
call you
check.
here? So what can call you here? Um, a crazy slow played eight, which is going to raise you, and then you're going to fold. And a weirdly played ace can call you, and everything else that can call you is people who are going to call you for a chop,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I
So
mean,
what size will a chop call? What size will villain 64 call for a chop?
I think I would rather let somebody stab at it than try and get somebody to call for a chop here. But
Okay.
you can
But
go
these guys, but how likely are these guys to stab
one
at it
big
when you
blind.
didn't take either of these chances
I mean,
twice?
now, I mean, there's no one has shown any interest in the pot.
Yeah.
Imposition can stab at it, but they
Okay.
also chop a lot. So I go one big blind to get
Okay.
called
All
here.
right. I went I went basically pot because remember there's a rake here. So I went pot because pot is small. Pot is still only three big blinds. So in their
Yeah,
minds, this is a small bet. And
yeah.
getting called by pocket threes.
Mm,
Just
Either
jam.
called for a chop or like Brian, can't read the board.
that's accurate. I can't read the
I
fucking
don't know
board.
which it is. But again, strange play.
Yeah, and I've done this way too many times recently. I need to fucking stop doing that.
Yeah, we all need to not do this. I've done it too. We all need to not do it. All right. Larry, a seven. All right. What's
Okay,
your flop?
off me. Um, Oldest exploit poker. I would
Good
raise
enough.
to 4. Yes.
Four. All right.
This is interesting.
Yeah.
Um, how many hands do you have with this guy?
Go to
One.
14. Go to 14.
The second hand
I think we call.
to this size? Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think we call.
Yeah. We are being offered 28%, and every ace has about 30% equity against every hand in the deck except for pocket aces.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the problem is it's hard to realize the equity properly because when you're against ace king, you don't know that it's your seven that's good. When you're against pocket kings, you don't know that it's your ace that's good. But
You also have position.
you have position. Yeah.
There it is.
Let's see. He spashes out
Right.
with his
I
aces.
I remember his hand, by the way. I know his exact two cards, just so you know. All right. What do you want to do, Larry? He bets
Um,
four.
so he bet 4 into 12,
Yep. Into
4 into
18,
14,
four into 18.
4 into 18. Sorry.
Yeah, this is the one that doesn't count that until the end of the round.
Okay. We're gonna call.
All right. We call. All right. Another queen. And he bets and he checks.
Um, would a check raise here be disastrous? I would argue you really would hate it. So I prefer a check.
All right. You prefer check. Check is better. I bet. I get raised.
Yeah, this is now we can't realize our equity. We're done.
Right. We got to fold. I didn't. We have to fold here. We have to fold here.
That's the clear fault.
Right. And it's worse. He doesn't even have a queen. He has pocket sevens.
Uh-huh.
I could
Yeah.
not be playing this worse. This is
Yeah.
just terrible.
So,
So bad.
um,
You would have been tight.
yeah, I think check
Stop
back
it.
is, I think we just have marginal equity and we'd love to realize.
I agree.
And so we want to check back here. And
Right.
I mean, I think one question we should all ask ourselves, I've said this before, on turn, when we choose to bet marginal hands is, or any hand really, is a check raise a disaster? And here, check raise is a disaster.
Right. So this is a much better check back and then call across some rivers, and his size is not going to be huge because he thinks I'm weak. So that's good.
Yeah, we're still going to lose
When
money, clearly, but
But here's the worst part of this hand, in my opinion, about my play, which is not this choice. This is not the best choice, but this is a bluff.
we're turning a
Understand,
marginal hand into
I am bluffing here to represent the queen. And he
yeah,
just said, I don't care.
yeah. So we should fold.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And he said, I don't care in the most expensive way you can say I don't care.
All of it.
And turn check raises are usually what?
Under
Please
bluff,
bluff line of poker.
under fucking bluffed. This is so bad on my part. I hate this. And
We're
why did
always
I do
what
it?
and they're never what?
Yeah. I'm always bluffing. They're never bluffing. And what made me do this at all? Because it was some messed up thing. The limp re-raise small saying, well, what's that? And then he bets. It's like, okay, that makes sense. I'm going to call with my marginal hand. When he does this and I bet, it's like, what did you say? You said you had aces or nothing? How does this happen? How
Yeah.
does this happen to me? But it's just dumb. That's just bad play on my part. And I'm going to play it one time back to punish myself.
Dude, he bluffed
'Cause,
your shoes off there.
yeah, he got me so good. And I didn't even misread the board to lose this. I read the
And
board
you were
correctly
blocking
and lost all.
sevens. How do you have them?
Yeah, that doesn't
Exactly.
even make sense. How can he have sevens here if you have a seven in your hand?
Yeah, you were
Exactly.
blocking you.
Yeah, like
There's
how
only
can
And
that
one
guy
have,
have a
pawn left.
four when
There's
there's
only
three
one
fours on
pawn.
the board?
You're right.
right.
It's
Exactly.
impossible because there's three of them on the board.
How's that possible?
Yep.
No.
Like that. Okay. That was Larry. Andy.
Mr. Anderson.
As long as it's not a 3-bet pot, I won't get cooked.
Right. Cutoff
Um,
raise. 9-5 suited.
I think this is a continue.
It's cuspy.
I'm assuming we're going to continue either way.
Pretty
it's
cuspy.
close. It's fringy if it's not pure.
Yeah, let's look at it in the wizard because the wizard has 2.5s.
Scotty, don't fold fringe.
I want a 2.5 here when I look at this. All right.
It's pure in I guess a
Wizard,
2 point.
cat, 6 max. Cutoff, 2.5. Big blind. 9-5 suited. Out.
Yeah, it's pure in peak, so
Right,
we use peak a lot, so we'll allow it.
right. And this is the thing. It's pure and peak, but this is because it's 2.25 or some other algorithmic thing. So this would have gone better had I folded, we're going to assume, but I didn't. All right.
Already, front row.
I'm just gonna open jam. I'm gonna donk jam right
Okay.
here,
So
right
you
now.
checked
The
and
best
he
move.
checked behind. That's good. You have some showdown value. Not a lot,
If you
but some.
jam, you could still get
I
called by
had a
range.
guy the other night. Ooh,
You got a lot of showdown value now.
we do. Shoot. Do we want
Check.
to? I mean, if his continuation bet's 100%, granted, and we have enough hands that it's at least mildly reliable. Um,
Yeah, this is the first one
I
he chose not to see bet.
so he just doesn't have anything. So I think we got to check again and see if he'll start bluffing
Right. Or bet tiny.
or tiny.
Tiny.
I think I like check more. Tiny though, we do get the betting lead.
Is
Yeah.
it because he
All
has
right.
nothing, or is it because he has too much stuff that he
We'll
checks?
find out because we find out because I bet
Because
medium.
wouldn't he just bet with all his nothing if he 100% C bets anyways?
I say, I think he has. That doesn't mean as much.
Right. So now it's looking like he slow played.
Aces, yeah.
Aces, kings. But what about ace king and ace nine?
Those are
Ace nine is
both
terrible. But what about ace
possibilities.
king? What about
But
ace
we have
king?
a blocker to ace nine, and that worked so well on the last one.
Yeah,
It
it's
really
impossible
did.
to have a
What do you
nine.
want to do,
I'm going to
Andy?
continue.
All
He
right.
could also have picked up diamonds here, and
Yeah.
Jack 10 of diamonds.
Right. And are you going to continue by three betting or are you going to continue by calling?
I'm just flatting.
Me too. Right. I'm not sure where my thought process came from for this larger size. Maybe the
I don't
diamonds.
know. Like,
That he
Oh,
had,
position stabbing. You're kind of like that
All right.
turn board pair. Likes to go
Okay.
polar.
Deuce. What would you like to do?
um, I mean, I think we could donk here. I think we could check and evaluate his sizing. I don't hate a turn donk or a river donk here.
You river donk here for what size?
I think if I river donk, I might go like a B33 and see is he gonna raise it, what his
Right.
response is. I mean if I
Right.
river donk, I'm not river donking big.
No, river donk for round 10 to set your own
Yeah,
price. And if he raises you, you go, okay,
fuck.
you
Yeah.
give it to him. And you sort
depends
of
on the raise
define
size.
your, and if you're playing against Brian, you're sort of defining the strength of your hand by that 10. You're saying my hand is worth 10. So Brian can say to you, is your hand worth 80 more?
Bet small to induce. You got
So I
you
check.
induce it.
I'm going to check evaluate. And he just checks behind. When he checks
This
behind, you win, right?
this is a spot where I would not be trying to blast somebody if I in position raised and got called.
Okay. So you would accept the river donk of 9 and call with an ace?
If
His
he river donked, I would probably consider just folding, but I'd be in between. I would be
To
like,
10.
I'd
To
be like, I
10.
don't know if this is could be a block size with an ace, but then I just chop with the ace unless
Right.
I have ace king.
Right. All right. Let's ace queen.
Wait, see, ah, ah. This is why that's whenever we were on the turn, you said, why did I take this size? When he checks back the flop, he's not going to float wide on the turn to a small size with many hands. So why would we take anything small on the turn? Like you said, where does this size come from? That's what I was going to ask you about, and I would say it makes the most sense to be betting big on the turn
All right,
because
let's talk about that for a second here. So we thought incorrectly that he's drained of a lot of his aces here, given that he's got a c bet of 100 and he chooses not to c bet this board.
yeah, that
Right.
doesn't mean anything.
So that's what we thought. We were wrong.
Oh, Dean was right. Dean didn't think that when he's not betting, a lot of his air probably stabbed. So
Okay.
why would he when he doesn't bet? What does he have a lot of the time? He can have King X, some weaker Ace X, um, stuff like that.
Raven. Right. So, okay. So at this point, when I bet this, I'm thinking diamonds and a king and queen jack, queen 10, jack 10. That's what I'm the range that can call this bet.
I mean, you, I, well, that's like what, like Jack 10 is betting on the flop.
You think is jack 10 bets. Okay.
Yeah, he's double gutted.
Okay.
Like where, like when,
No,
like
he's
what
not on the
Dean
flop. He's
said.
just no, he's not double gutted on the flop. He's just gutted on the flop.
Oh shit, yeah, I can't read anymore apparently.
Yes.
So he goes like what Dean said though was
We're straight
very,
diamond.
very true. Like if he's c betting 100%, what does he have when he checks? Like usually it's not going to be air.
Right. But as good as ace queen?
I mean, I wouldn't expect to see ace queen there a ton, but the board is super rainbow and like
Yeah.
shit's just you're already beat if you're beat in that spot. So he's
Yeah.
okay with kind of like checking to
Yeah.
whether it's pot control or
Right.
whether it's trapping, which it
Right.
obviously seems to be trapping
Right.
here until the turn he gets river gets scared for
Mhm.
some reason. I don't know why he's
Yeah.
doing this.
Yeah.
Whenever I wanted to see the size too. So what size does he use here?
Right.
Here was what I was wondering if this is a stop raise was my what I was trying to consider whether we want to donk the river because if this is a stop raise size and I mean, I don't know. I would say it's
Chops with
close.
every other ace right now. Right now, he chops every other ace, except for
Yes.
ace king, which I don't have, an ace nine, which, oh, fuck it. Um,
Yeah, this is then that it comes out to be a stop raise a lot then.
because his kicker doesn't play anymore.
Yeah. So that's why we would donk
Right, he
probably.
has the diamonds. He's raising with he's raising with his diamonds.
I mean, I if he didn't stab the flop, we thought he had like unless it's like ace X of diamonds, I would think he doesn't have a lot of diamonds here
Right.
because when he c bets 100%, all of his air is probably in that range of c betting 100%. So he's got a lot more showdown value and value on when he checks. So now
And
that was my only thing with the turn. It was just the turn sizing that I was thinking
right,
is that we're not going to get floated wide by a lot of hands here, so we should just be going big because I think King X isn't folding to one bet, and I
right.
think
And you
Ace
think this
X.
big is, and you think this big is not big enough. You
I
think the
think
big,
you go, yeah, I think you go pot at least here. Like I
yeah,
think
go,
that King X is probably not folding, and Ace X is definitely not
yeah,
folding.
yeah.
So going small makes no sense. Going to this size, do you think an Ace doesn't call for
This is
you
too
don't you
valid.
think yeah you think a King doesn't call for two more big blinds?
Yes, that's a mistake. Yeah, this is too value, Brian.
Yeah, that's and
I
the
agree.
it did take me a second though because whenever Andy said this guy C bets 100% of range, do we give him a chance to stab on the turn? It was like, well, when he C bets 100%, he doesn't. What is his range? I don't think it's air. I
Yeah,
think it's air. So I think he actually has a lot of showdown value instead. Was
yeah.
what I was
Pocket
thinking.
Just
tens,
said
pocket tens, pocket jacks, pocket queens.
Yeah,
I
which
also
we
said
probably have
100% of
full.
range with a caveat that we don't have a huge
Yeah,
sample. That
Right.
could
no,
just
I
be
don't. Okay.
I'm not shitting on you. I'm saying that
No.
when we think that when
Yes.
we make that assumption that what do we think his checking range is then? His checking range
Yeah.
is
He's only had three raises in order to see bet. So three of three. So we have 47 hands, but not enough raises for it to matter.
And we
So
also do know that on ace high boards, people will trap more or they
yeah,
won't start to bet off as much. So
yeah.
in this spot, we know he has more ace X. We know, and all of his ace X now chops, even if he had a shit ace X. His
Okay.
king X is probably not folding. And I think we probably start to get some folds from like queens, jacks, and tens if we go bigger, but I think it's worth targeting the other part of his range.
Okay. I now don't think my hand is too, I don't think my size is too value, Brian. I think my size accurately targets pocket pairs.
All right, that's fair. I
I
mean,
think
you
they
get,
call, I think that they
but
don't, I think against pot, they probably don't call against this size. I think they call once.
you don't get to say this is not value, Brian, because you weren't considering that whenever you made the bet,
No, no, no.
obviously.
Now, as I look back on it. But yeah, when I call it an ace or a king, this is too small, but it's not too small for all the other pocket pairs. Everything from queens to sixes, deuces are probably folding, whatever. But
The only super inelastic hand I can find is ace X of diamonds. So I don't want to go like absolutely. Well, I
right,
mean, I think
which by the way, he fucking has, and he
well,
gave it to us. He gave us the bet of 11. And amazingly, and I just want to point out, I say amazingly, I shouldn't say this. Dean's river line is great. He calls the 10.
yeah. Well, that was
Riverline.
that's what I wanted to look at
Was
the
it your
turn
river line?
raise
Yeah.
sizing. That
All
was
right.
that was Andy. But I wanted to
Yeah.
look at his turn sizing and figure
Yeah.
out whether we think it's a stop raise or not. But I also like about his thing is that he's not going to thinly value bet enough here, is what we think. So when we donk, he is going to call here and he's going to raise us when we're fucking smoked. And we
Right.
just fold. So that's
Right.
why I think line's the best line
Yeah.
for. I think
And
we
I'm
go
not at all at this moment, I'm not at all confident I have the best hand. I'm
no,
not
but
confident I have the best hand until it checks behind.
when you donk here and you get called, you are pretty certain you have the best hand. And when you donk and get raised, you're like 100% certain you don't have the best hand.
And I don't need to worry about his kicker when he has a 9 here. I only have to worry about his full houses.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, you only
I
have to worry.
chop with queen 9.
Yeah, technically, you only have to worry about. Well, when you get raised, you know you're beat, right?
Right. But I chop with queen 9. So
Yeah, I don't know. That's what I just want to look at the turn and
yeah.
his rate, our turn size and his race size, and think about whether we want to donk the river.
Right.
That was something like I brought a hand like on Tuesday, I think it was there, where I was like, I'm pretty certain I have the best hand now, and I didn't lead, even
Right.
though it's close. But I was like, if I lead here and I get called, I very likely have the best hand.
Yeah.
But when I get raised, I just fold, and I never have the
Right.
best hand. And I think that's something we need to look at a lot more. Is
Right.
that sometimes we are behind, but then once we get to a certain spot, it's like, okay, we're ahead most of the time here. We should, and they're not going to thin value bet, so we should be leading here.
Right. So do I think I'm ahead most of the time here after this raise?
It's the size that
No.
makes me think that you're kind of ahead. I don't know. His like he checks the flop, so uh
Traps.
he has
Massive
his,
traps.
yeah, he has traps, and then he has his good hands. And then now when he comes out and bets, when you come out and bet, wait, 3.5, and he raises to 11. I think you have the best hand a lot. And I think that this looks to me like a stop raise a lot.
Right.
Because if he had a boat here, I mean he might raise it. But if he checked the flop, is he really gonna
Why would he want to stop raise the ace queen of diamonds here when he can get to the river for 3.5 big blinds, get,
because
get,
he's
get
obviously
the best
scared.
hand. And because remember, look at the size of the pot. When he plays this weekly, the size of the pot is only 11. What's my size going to be on the river into an 11 pot?
Yeah, it's gonna be like 11 at max, maybe a little bit more, maybe
Yeah,
14.
I don't think, I mean, yes, he saved 3.5 big blinds, but I don't think,
I think that you're like this. This is just like maximum. It seems scared. Like I am scared play of
by
like
him
I'm
or by
trying
me.
him, not by
Him.
you.
Okay.
No, by him, because it
Yeah.
seems like maximum fear based play. Like
Okay.
he has such a good hand in general, and a very good hand that can call and that can improve greatly on the river. So it's like
Yeah. And he
really,
can
I don't
knock,
know.
and he knocks out my ability to bluff him twice.
Yeah, well, if you had some bullshit here, like
Yeah.
you're not you now most players are not like if you come out and bet if you came out and bet here he is beat like if I did this line for whatever fucking reason and I got called and then somebody donked into me again on the river I would be like fuck I am like not I am so beat right now like there's
Mhm.
no way I'm good
Right.
because what is there like I took an aggressive action they responded again with another aggressive action like that's yeah I don't think I'm fucking good.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. This
Now,
seems scared to me that
right.
his
So
play.
let's play this in my, let's do one more thing here. Let's play this out. This is your hand, Brian, I think. Yes.
No, this isn't me. This is Dean or Andy. I
This
All
is
was
right.
just
mine.
saying the
It's Andy.
turns.
Andy. All right. So let's say you don't get raised on the turn. You bet your three. What size river bet do you want to go? There will be 12.5 in the pot. Pot is 12.5. You get this deuce. He only called you. So what does his range look like to you right now?
It looks like some diamond some draws, some king X,
Mhm.
possibly some pocket queens, pocket jacks,
Exactly.
maybe seven, six, sevens, eights. I don't know if
Yeah,
six,
it
sevens,
looks
eights are
exactly
going
like
to continue.
yeah, it looks exactly like that. It looks like king X, pocket pairs, and diamond draws. Diamond draws fold. So what size will king X call?
Small. We could
Pot
go
is 12.
small again, try to induce.
Yeah, pot 12. We're gonna bet 4, 5, 6, something like that.
I'm thinking like two.
Well,
2. Yeah. And then he just calls. Yeah. So his raise did not do against us and our hand what he wanted it to do, if that's what he was trying to do. And if he was doing it for value,
Because we didn't. Oh yeah, because we would have bet smaller. So his raise cost him money
he did. And
why do you want to bet small to induce here?
because he just doesn't have anything.
because
Yeah,
Andy's putting on
So
king
we
X.
can bet small is going to get called by everything that we want to get called by. Like even
You didn't mean
at
induce.
12
You didn't mean it, Andy. You didn't mean to induce a raise. You meant to get a call.
to get a call or to it might get some of his missed flush draws to raise us.
you think he like when he takes the passive actions that he has, he's gonna take gonna. I feel like he's not gonna spaz enough for us not to just go get like squeak out a little.
So if we come out and bet 3 or 4 instead of 2, right? Like
Yeah.
what all the hands that are going to call are still going to call the 2, but we might get some. Is the value of like the small amount of time that he bluff raises, do we get extra value from inducing a bluff raise, or do we get extra value every time we get here from betting 3 or 4 instead?
Well,
Well,
my
on this
my
line,
my idea wouldn't be to go 3 or 4 because I think that his range is different than what we're giving him. Yeah, I just think that he has more decent hands on an ace
do you think
high.
he has more ace X?
Yeah, like I'm not saying he's devoid of ace X when he checks back the flop. Like he has, this is
Mhm.
like what we know about the most likely hand for them to be like they're gonna have more ace X that checks here than any other board, like top pair type of hand on any other board.
When he only calls us on the turn instead of
But a lot of players, are you gonna raise on the turn when that somebody leads into you for almost pot when the board pairs with ace X? Like if you check back
no.
ace five here,
Yeah.
you're
Yeah,
you're
you're
not
just
gonna
gonna call.
raise, but are you gonna call the river size when they go small when they go, 8, 9 big blinds? You're probably gonna call.
Right.
You
So,
chop with
so
all the
Brian,
aces.
you want to target ace X, and ace X will call pot at
And
least.
even King X, I think even King X, like we know that people call more on paired boards and they trap more on ace X boards. So in this spot, we think we're giving him a super weak range when what we know about his range is that what we know about this specific scenario is that they do have more strong hands that are going to call bigger sizes. So like why would we go small? That's my thought here is that like
Right.
we think they're going to call more on a paired board and we think they're going to have more ace X than they normally would. Then they know more top pair than they
Mhm.
normally would on a different board. So why are we not going for those to target those hands?
So the answer is because of the disagreement on the initial belief, which is that Andy said, I think he has mostly king X, diamond draws, and
Yeah,
undercards.
that's under. I mean, I think it's he has those hands as well,
Right.
but I
And
also
so
think that we know that this is a spot where people are going to have more ace X than usual.
and remember,
some of his ace X against that tiny size again might start raising.
right,
And
but here,
I think
Is it going to start raising after it took the passive action on the flop though? A lot of the time, like on the river, is it going to start? I mean, it might.
I don't think he I think very rarely he gets to. I think a lot of his, other than his best ace X, I think with his C bet, I think a lot of his weaker ace X bets more than like his ace queen here.
right now, Andy,
Scotty.
your bet is designed to get him to spaz. Great.
Well, it's get called by everything in spaz. I
Right.
understand.
Right.
Yeah, he's getting called by
In,
everything and
yeah,
spaz
yeah.
sometimes.
In the other line where he check raised, sorry, where he raised the turn and we bet there's the small 10. If he raised that, were you folding? In the line of
Hold on.
in the line where we bet the turn, he raises us, we call on the 2, bet the 10 that you suggested, and he raises you. Are you folding or are you calling?
It would be very dependent on the size of the raise.
Uh Raises to 35.
I'd probably call it off.
Ugh.
Um, 35, that might be like the threshold.
Okay.
I what? Damn, he is like I'd be really concerned
Right.
in that line.
Right.
Like, I don't know. Maybe I played too
He's
much
also
live,
Right.
but
because that
Now, I don't,
raise, he's also doing it with ace king that knows that every other ace is just calling off a chop.
how strong do you look when he in position raises you and you lead again on on the flop? Like, do you think? I mean, I guess Ace King maybe sometimes does it, but that's like the only combo I can think of that we beat.
right. Now, Brian, on this line where it goes check bet and he calls this bet,
Yeah,
and
we have
Okay,
12 in the pot.
on the river when you bet, so the pot is now 12 and you bet 10 and he raises you, you fold
I
on
would
call
be.
bet raise line.
I would. It's close, but then I'm calling for a chop. I think a lot.
Okay. What
Um,
about what about if you chose to, and it's not your first choice, but what's your analysis of if you bet really small here? If you bet
if
two or
you
three,
bet really small, I'm gonna call. I'm gonna call unless he goes to like a stupidly retarded massive size. Like if
right.
he goes to like if he raises me like 10, if I go really small and he raises me at 10, I'm calling.
Okay, good enough.
I don't
And
know.
that's one of the reasons you don't like the bet small to induce, which is you don't want to give him, you don't want to induce.
Oh, well, do I want him? I mean, what do you like? I don't want him to raise me to 20. I'd be
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
concerned that, and I'd be
Okay.
like, shit, I'm probably not in a great spot. I mean, I understand Andy's line.
Yeah.
It makes sense because it's like we get called by everything, and it's because we have a different calibration. Like his
Yeah.
calibration is that he does not have any strong hands here, so we need to go super small to target his weak hands. Versus in my head is like I think he has plenty of strong hands here still, or hands that just aren't folding. Like I
Yeah.
can bring up so many hands where I'm going thin as shit on. I'm over betting pots on pairing rivers with second pair or with top pair and the second card pairs, and people are calling me off with bullshit because they
Right.
just don't fold. It's
Right.
ridiculous.
So that's a
Like
really,
I'm
yep. That pair, which not only helped us, the exploit is they it makes them stubborn. And it
yeah. I
certainly makes
mean,
them stubborn with all their ace X, that's for sure. And their king X gets a tiny bit more stubborn too, because it's chopping, because it doesn't care about its kicker.
like Andy, my number one punt right now is that I'm bluffing on paired boards. I just need to fucking stop. Like it needs to be completely cut out of my game because I am not getting anybody to fold anything. It's absurd. It's so
Yeah.
ridiculous. So now I'm in these spots and I'm like, okay, if I'm never bluffing here, or if I think that I have to go massive here to get somebody to fold, then I'm now in these spots. Like I had a spot where the flop came queen 9 6 or whatever. I check the flop. I have ace 9. The guy bets a really small size. I call. He's in position to me. The turn comes a queen. He checks. Now on the turn, now on the river, I bet the pot is like 80. I bet 150, and he called me with a 6. Like
I think
I
part of where the
Yeah.
difference in the calibration is a lot of well, pretty much all of Brian's play is live, where like online players are just they're better and they bluff more.
That's
Yeah.
true. Yeah, I mean, I still think that with the way that that guy played the hand, we're not going to expect him to bluff a lot.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Because when he checks there and then he calls the turn and then we go small in the river, I think like would a lot of his hands are just going to call like you wanted them to. But I also think that a lot of hands are calling there. I think there's more hands that are. I think a lot of hands are calling a bigger size there, just because
Think
even
would be
on
interesting. I mean, it's such a rare spot, but like if to be able to look at the value of because the small size gets called so much more frequently and then it also gets raised at some portion of the time where the small size or the large size just gets called so much less.
it's true. I mean, the thing is, it's like the whole calibration. I think that we are not that in that spot. Like I do, you know that I go really small a lot of time to get like squeak out a little bit of value
Yeah.
from specific
Yeah.
hands a lot. I do it very often, but like that's because I can't identify the part of their range that is strong that can call the big size. It's like in this spot, I feel like there's so many. Like I feel like he has plenty of ace X, and I think even his king X is calling a decent size there. Like I think we go pretty big. I think that we just have enough of his range that we can figure out that's going to be a little bit more inelastic, and it's going to just give us more money with a bigger size that we have to target it.
So in Solverland, he checks back a lot of the smaller aces that he's here with. Doesn't check back the ace queen, but he's here with the smaller aces. So we checked range. He checked. We pick up the 9 of diamonds, and now our uh
Or
nine
not
five
going
that
big.
we had oh, how do we have 9-5 here? We're in GTO. Oh, because I'm in full.
Oh, he's wearing peak.
Oh, Peak had it. Great. So there's
Yeah,
our
peak
nine
had
five.
it.
So we now bet
It's
out.
almost pure overbet with our 9-5.
Right. So Peak says you protecting with a lot of aces, and we go 6.65, not 3.5. All right.
Yeah.
So that's my first mistake-ish
Well,
thing. But
Solve is already broken because he has zero ace
yeah,
queen
no.
here that bets at full frequency on the flop.
Right. So we're going to look at two things. We have nines that are going to be the equivalent because on the river they don't matter. We have nines that are the equivalent and that bet small. So we take the small size. There we go. And
Bigger
he
than that,
now
though.
jumps in and raises us to a much different size. He raises us much smaller.
Well, go to the bet 3.5. That's what we bet
Oh, you're
close
right.
to.
Okay. Sorry. Yeah, we bet. You're right. We bet
3.5.
3.5. Thank you.
You just clicked the 2.5, I believe.
Now let's go back. I broke it. Let me
Yeah, we broke the
back.
solve already,
I'm
but
back. I'm back. I go 3.5.
Peak's been running really slow today for some
Yeah,
reason.
right.
When I
He
was
has the
drilling earlier,
he has the 11.9 that he almost never uses, and it's all with
that's
nine.
what he went to though.
Yeah, and it's all with nines. And the ace deuce and this weird ace deuce here. It's all with nines.
Some of the like the all of the ace X suited has a sliver, and I would guarantee
Right.
bet it's all diamonds that do it.
Right. So we call our 9-5 when we get here with it. And the river is the none of your damn business.
Deuce of hearts.
The hearts. Here we go. And we have no donks at all in peak.
I think the donk is awesome
Yeah.
against real opponents.
We have no donks at all in peak of any size. And then his ace queen does whatever it does. And I assume we call to let's give him 70 and our nines are shook now. We have to decide what to do with nines, but no, we do some. Oh no, sorry, we don't fold any nines. I said shook. They're not shook.
Yeah, we call
Right.
or raise.
They're
Raise
just
or call.
a raise sometimes. The
I
full
raise
house,
most of the time.
yeah, the full houses raise, and the others do it half the time. The non-full houses do it half the time. He goes bigger, and now
Response just doesn't change.
against this size, the full
Same.
houses raise.
Response, our raise size was all in. So because our raise size doesn't change,
Yeah,
I
there you go.
mean we raise a little less with
We
the
raise
naked
less. Yeah.
nine.
Just say it looks like we raise less.
All right, here we go. That was Andy. All
Do
right,
do the line where he just calls the turn.
when he
When you have
just
ace nine,
called the
when you have
turn.
9-5, yeah.
Here we go. So here we go. Check bet. He calls. We bet the river on the deuce of hearts. We continue betting with our nines,
Yeah. I mean we're way in Sliverland, but
and our size is
it actually uses a small size pretty frequent most frequently.
no
What are you
24.
But
talking
not
about?
with the nines. Oh yeah, with our specific hand
Yeah, with any
combo.
nine. With any nine.
It chooses an overbet, a 2x
Yeah.
overbet.
Yep. It believes he has plenty of aces to call
Yeah, do
because
his
he
now
has
just
plenty of
response.
aces because he has a plenty of aces to call.
I
Right.
think that is slightly accurate in real
Yeah.
life. That
Yeah.
specific
Here
scenario.
we go. So let's take the 15 that we do with nines, right? Yeah. 24. We go all the way to 24. All right. We bet the 24. And his aces have to think about it. We make him indifferent, which is good.
Mm-hmm.
He calls his best aces. He folds his worst ones, even though his kicker doesn't play.
I think that might have to do with more the kicker, the smaller aces block us having smaller
Yeah.
aces.
Yeah.
What about his also 8x from us having 8-9? 7-9, 8-9. That's what I'm no, look at his ace 8, ace 7, ace 10.
Right. We fold these, but these block us from having nines. So
They call more than the other aces though. Look. Like they're gonna call more than ace
than
deuce.
these.
Yes, they call more than those ones.
Right.
Yeah, I
The weird
think
thing
because
is,
like the ace three, ace four, ace five, it blocks us from having the baby aces that would chop.
Yeah, and when you
Because
have ace deuce, you have less money.
all of the big blinds bigger aces are three betting off pre.
okay.
So
All
it
right.
just doesn't have the bigger aces.
Gotcha. Okay.
But I mean that's what I'm theorizing at least.
Yeah. I would not take this lesson. I would not take. I would not draw a distinction between ace queen and ace three here
Agree.
in game. I would call them all aces. I wouldn't think this deeply about it because two things have to happen. One is I have to be this good. And second, the big blind has to play like a solver.
Likely.
All right.
Solver never checks ace queen in the flop.
Yeah. Yeah. There we go. All right. Dean, you have King Jack in the big blind, and the small blind has raised you.
We 3-bet.
We certainly can. What size would you like to 3-bet to?
8
Okay.
and
All right.
or
Yep.
call's
Fine.
good.
Yep. I chose the call here. Let's see outside of the dumbest exploit in the world. Let's see how, let's see just what it likes about this. This is to a 3. The King Jack does a lot of calling. It's perfectly fine.
Jack suited.
And he only went to 2.5, by the way. So he went even smaller. There we go. Which might indicate a weaker range, which allows me to raise him more. That's a possibility. Okay. This is a board that either of us can have. Small blind versus big blind. Let's see what he does. He checks.
Check.
Okay. We can check it back. We have air. If we have a draw, it's a draw. We have a 6-out draw.
Mm-hmm.
But who has more in this area? The small blind raise or the big blind call? I think we do. I think we do. I think we can bet this.
I agree.
We don't bet it often, so we bet big, and he calls us. So now I think we need to get there. Wide versus wide. He also could be easily calling us just with an ace. Float an ace. All right, we got there.
Drilled it.
We drilled it. Checks.
Nobody runs like Scotty.
Yep.
Especially not in curated lots of hands.
All right, what would you like to do?
Bet for
What
value.
size? I agree. What size?
Say it's something like I go 3/4 to pot.
Okay.
I
So
don't
what
think
do
half pot either.
yeah. So what do we think of his range right now? What would we put him on right here?
7, 6s, 5s,
Yeah.
ace 5.
Yeah. I agree. I think when he floated us with an ace 10 here, he's folding most of the time to just the second bet. So let's not target that. Let's not try to keep an ace in again. I think a lot of eights bet. So yeah, I think he's got under pairs to the 8 a lot and wheel draws.
We're wide
So-
versus wide.
We're wide versus wide. But what I mean is his hands like king, queen, and ace 10 that called once probably aren't calling now. So I don't want to size for them.
What I mean, when we're wide versus wide, he's going to call a bit lighter.
Yeah. So what size is pocket 7's going to call? What size is the rare 8-9 and 8-7 that didn't bet the flop because they didn't love their kicker, even though they were scared of the next card? What size are those hands going to call?
8.
I agree. I agree. I think they're going to call 8.
Nice.
Sounds
Yeah.
good.
I went bigger
I think I'll call that too. Like,
Yeah. with more
Get
confidence.
greedy.
if not, then
Okay.
I have a question. When we're in these
Okay.
wide versus wide configurations, we should probably get greedy as hell when we have decent hands. Like, because we call a bit light in these spots.
Mm-hmm.
So why? I mean, if they're supposed to be good opponents, they should be calling light. So we should be just getting super thin value and going really big with hands that are okay.
Yeah. So how big do you want to go here, Brian?
I like 10. I think it's a good size. I think that I think 8x always calls. I think even pocket 7s is not folding too.
yeah,
Then
yeah, same.
like it
Right.
does. This card does not change a ton when it comes down to it. You either turn to Jack or you didn't, and otherwise you have Jack 8, which you're already behind with pocket 7s.
Yeah.
Or you have a bluff, which it's kind of hard for you to be bluffing on this board, but still,
Here we go. And the ace comes. And
Is he gonna lead out?
he checks.
I don't know if we can go 10 for value.
Think we can.
Can we? He still has aces in his range.
Well,
Yeah.
we got big size on the turn saying he's not continuing with his aces as much anymore.
Ace four, ace five. The raw aces. It was the ace four, ace five that we were still targeting. We were still targeting his gut shots.
Well, what's a bigger part of his range here? The ace X?
People overfold on like ace boards. They
I think
start
the bigger part of his
overfolding
range.
those sevens and sixes.
I think the biggest part of his range is. Oh, sorry, Dean. What do you think the big part of his range? It's your hand.
Still like seven, sixes and stuff, but I'm like saying like on ace high boards, do people overfold those under pairs like that?
Yeah.
Well, now, yeah, but if we're targeting them, we don't have to go that big, do we?
Right. We would have to go. We would have to go quite small to get called by an 8 or a 7 now.
Mm-hmm.
We'd have to go less than. We had to go less than 16. Like 6 or 8 or 10. Right. Something like that.
That breaks the Matt Affleck rule.
Right. And we reopen the action. And we're only worried about reopening the action if we're worried about someone check raise bluffing us. All right. Let's look at
That's
this guy.
yeah,
Let's look at this guy. Does he look like a check raise bluffer to us?
got to zoom in.
Nope.
No, not really.
Doesn't look like a check raise bluffer to me.
Aggression factor 1 only.
Factor 1, 21-19, no 3 bets, 49 hands.
He doesn't seem overly aggressive.
He does not.
And also, we have to, if it's, check raise bluff is the question. And he's probably not doing that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think you can go. I would not fault you
other
for
streets
checking
then
back.
too, so he might
Yeah.
have like ace
Yeah.
five.
So
I
we
would
could go.
not fault you for checking back.
We could go. So we could go 10 here. We could go 10. We have a reasonable chance of getting called by the 8.
Yeah.
Yeah. Might not get
I
called by
don't
the 8,
know.
but we could have sized it for the 8.
It would have been close. We might not get called, but
Yeah.
well, yeah, that's actually what's really important is what you said though, is that do we think we're going to get check raise bluffed off for equity? If not, then I think we'd go thin here. Like we'd definitely go thin here, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think so. And he did do the thing that we didn't expect very much of, which was I said I don't think he does it with a lot of 8s, but maybe some that he doesn't love his kicker, and this is the one he did it with.
What was the pre-flop action? Did you just call in the big blind and he opened the small blind?
Yeah, he goes 2.5. We just called.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't think he has it.
What do you think he would turn into like a check raise bluff on the river?
What's up?
What did he get there with that you think he'd turn into like a check raise bluff on the river?
4-6 of 4-6, not really a ton of that. All of his under pairs that now decide they don't have showdown value when you go across 3 streets.
And then he decides my 10 is not an ace. It's a jack and an 8. Can I get a jack or an 8? If he thinks like Brian, can I get a jack or an 8 to fold?
Yeah, like he could think when you go 10 here, which I would definitely be thinking that you don't have ace X a lot. Plus, I don't think you're doubling off with ace X for a big size often. So now I'm going to think that you have a lot of like jack X and 8X, and even I would reduce 8X. I think you have a lot of jack X that does not love to see the ace.
Right.
What are you going
what I have very little of,
or pocket
very little of is ace 8 and ace jack.
Yeah, you don't have a ton of that, and you don't have a lot of jack 8.
Right.
So
like when are you going to think like, all right, are they going to recognize that we don't have a lot of ace X either, that we folded on the turn?
We have
so my thing would have been if I'm betting this river, I'm folding to a raise, and because I don't think you have a ton of ace X, but you still have ace 8, ace 3, ace 2, which I would not be like. I could see somebody getting here with a ace 3, ace 5, and
4-5.
ace 4, 4-5, and all that stuff. So you have enough strong hands that it's okay. I'll lay it down then. But I mean, I don't know. It's like if I'm playing against like most people I'm playing against, I mean, they're just telling you that a lot of the time I wouldn't expect to be able to check raise bluffs river because I would think they don't have enough strong hand. They don't have enough hands that are going to bet thinly on the river there when the ace comes off. So I probably wouldn't be able to get the check raising because they're not going to bet a jack thinly there.
Right.
unless it's ace jack. So in that spot, like when they triple off, I might actually just give up. When somebody's triplings off in like games that I play, it's like I need to consider like they don't bet
Even
big
against
enough, so they
even
have a
against
lot of
even
trouble.
against the 10, even with a size of 10.
Yeah, no, I'd be still concerned. Sometimes that was another adjustment I had to make. It's like, yeah, I read into sizing and I realize they're not that strong, but they just don't bet thinly enough that they are.
They just don't have those hands that the 10 makes sense for that you're putting them on.
Yeah,
Okay.
well, yeah, they just don't have that often.
Right.
They're
Good
just
enough.
gonna check back the river a lot there, unless they rivered two pair, had two pair set already, and they're still scared, but they're not folding is the problem. Like
Yeah. All
they're
right, Larry, you
scared
got
but
ace
not
queen
folding.
suited. You opened ace queen suited, and you got 3-bet by the big blind, and you are in the cutoff. Let's see if we have Larry. Larry, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Brian, you have ace queen suited in the cutoff, and you got 3-bet by the big blind.
Okay, I'm in position. I'm just gonna call this queen.
All right, we call,
All
and you
right.
get an interesting flop. And
Okay. All right. What does he do? He
yeah,
checks. This would actually be an interesting spot. I don't know if I'm gonna bet or not. I'm probably going to check.
all right, we check.
There. Okay, that's a really
That's a
good
good
card. We have middle pair and a combo draw.
That's
Now I bet 16. I think that we have a great opportunity to just call.
I agree. Let's call.
4.
Oh,
That's a.
we're in
hmm,
position. See what he
Yeah. What does
does.
he do? Oh, God.
Mm,
This is an underbluff spot. 3-bet pot, triple Broadway. When he checks the flop, I really I want to fold, but I'm trying to think. He is going to be bluffing here sometimes, but that's okay. And I think I'm okay with folding. I'm just like when he checks the flop. What size did he use on the turn again? How big was it?
16 into 25.
Uh, oof. Um, it's a pretty big size, and is he gonna do what does he have here? Like he can have all the full houses. Unlikely that it's queens. He can have his range is generally gonna be stronger when he 3-bets out of the big blind. Oh, I should just fold, even though it's yeah. I'm just he called, and you might be right. I'm okay with.
I don't think I don't know that I can justify this.
this is like Jack.
Well, I'm trying to think of like what. Oh, how
Oh
did
wow.
What
did
a
you see that?
surprise. What a surprise.
You
Yeah, I don't
saw it.
Just
yeah, I don't know that my call is correct. It worked
I,
out.
well, what I'm trying to think. There's something about his. It was his check on the flop that made me like. I think that he just c bets like ace king, um, king queen. I feel like a lot of his hands just c bet here on the flop.
Hmm.
So when he doesn't c bet, he has extremely strong hands like traps. But
Sets.
when you're yeah, but when he has sets
Ace
here,
10.
like you have you have so many hands like ace jack, king queen, king 10, queen 10, jack 10, ace king, like all of those hands that have a draw as well.
Hmm.
Like that, would they want to give you free cards in that
Yeah,
spot? Is my thing is like that's what makes me think that that made me want to call was that I think his strongest hands don't want to check the flop often.
right.
But then he took that line that's very strong that makes me want to fold. So, it is what it is.
So here's why I did it, and I don't know that it is right. This is a crazy reason, but this is why I did it. Because his shaping of the pot
Was not
was
right.
was such that this was left him with an overbet.
Yeah, that was something that crossed my mind was that wouldn't he go a bit bigger here just to have a pot sized bet on the river? But
Yeah.
Like, because
That
what does he have to go? If he goes 20 here, you have 65 in the middle, and he's got 60, about 65 behind.
right. So when he traps with his sets here, sets and straights, those are the traps. King, queen. Okay. Sets and two pair. Those are the traps. He does that. He now decides after a check check that he wants to go for the strong part of my range with a 16. Right?
Yeah,
Hmm.
he
He could
probably goes a
go to
bit bigger.
25 for the strong part of my range and get the shape really nice for me to call it off with a hand like mine.
Yeah,
But instead, and here, not go it's the difference between 60 and 71. That's all the difference is. But that's why I
Well,
did it.
I'm close on the.
I don't think it I don't think that this analysis is correct. But that's
I like the idea that we look at how often is he going to trap on a board like this.
yeah.
I don't think he's going to trap a lot here with his strongest hands. That's what makes me want to call. But
I don't either. I think
I still am like
because
this is under bluff, so I should just fold.
Right, because I lose to bad kings.
Yeah, yeah.
I
You
lose to
know,
king nine.
well, I don't think he's
He's-
doing this with king nine. That my whole thing is that I just don't think he traps that flop
Right.
with
Right.
any. Like if it was ace 4 7, he can have the ace king traps and
Right.
the pocket aces traps and like
Mhm.
maybe like ace queen. But when it's king queen jack, I feel like ace king bets a lot. I feel like kings bet a lot,
Yeah.
queens bet a lot, jacks bet. Like, if you had a set here, you have so many two pairs
Hmm.
that why wouldn't you be betting? The only thing that makes sense is ace king, but why would ace king try and put all the money in if it was scared on the flop? Like if it was
Right.
scared that you flop two pair, why is it now going to try and put all the money in?
Yeah.
So like
yeah,
when you flop a
sets
set
no,
here,
like
if you had a set here,
you
you
have
should
so
be
many value targets, you don't need to
yeah.
trap. You can go bet, and you're getting all the money anyways.
That's
Right.
the thing.
But
That's why I don't. That's what made me questionable about this. But I still went to my idea that this is an under bluff line, so I'm just gonna overfold.
right. Okay. Good enough. Now the last thing is let's give him ace king for a second. He's got ace king, and he decides that he's either going to go for a check raise here or he's actually afraid of I have ace king, but it's all of the king queen, queen jack, king jack. It's all the two pairs in the world.
Yeah,
So I have all the two pairs in the world. Check, check. All right. I don't have a two
you
pair.
don't have two pair.
So now he has value and he's got to get called by a single pair and by flush draws. 16. Great. Now the four pairs. And he goes, well, if you did ever have two pair, my ace king now beats it because I now beat queen jack. But he still loses to king jack and king queen. So it doesn't make sense. It only
That's my
it's only queen jack. The only hand that the four improved against was queen
queen jack.
jack exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's just like that's the only thing that bothered me was the check on the flop
Yeah.
because when you flop a set or you flop two pair, you're coolering your opponent a lot. Why
Mhm.
why would you not be betting there?
Yeah. All
And
right.
then you have all the targets of Jack 10, Queen 10, King 10, Ace Queen, Ace Jack that have a pair plus a straight draw.
All right. Is Larry back for ace 10 suited? You don't get ace queen suited because you weren't here. If Larry's not back,
I'm
Andy
back.
gets, okay, you get ace 10 suited on the
All
button
right.
and you've been raised.
Um,
Two.
against stupid. I think I prefer a three bet on the button.
Okay. And certainly a call is not a mistake, right?
Yeah, this makes
Okay,
sense.
fine. Both are good. We went for the call. Let's see how often this is. This was the hijack raise and the button call. Yeah, perfectly
Doesn't
fine.
make
Do
oh,
another
well.
one. Yeah, it did this one perfectly fine though. So you went for the three bet. You're gonna play this line, and then we'll look to see how the three bet would have done. All right, we invited everybody in, and we don't particularly mind.
Yeah, it's on the nuts.
Multi-way in position with a hand that draws to the nuts and also hits a pretty good marginally made hand. Check, check, check to you.
Um, Can we call it check raise? Does anybody have 5-2? Not supposed to.
This guy can have 5-2
Um,
suited.
I think I'm going to check back.
Okay. With three other players, it's not hard for someone to have a worse ace than you. It's not hard for someone to have a flush draw. But okay.
Yep.
I do the bet, and I bet larger than standard multi-way size.
Yep.
Bet, call, fold.
All right. Okay.
And he checks.
I prefer, this is a really obviously bad card. I prefer to same size bet.
Okay. Because he has 23.
Yes.
Right.
And also there's locked up equity 2 ways.
Is your intent to call a check jam or fold to a check jam?
I think we overfold to a check jam,
Even though it's only 18 more.
even though it's a ridiculous amount.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Right. All right. So
Checking is
check
fine.
for that reason, saying that when I give him a free card and he beats me, it's not that much money. And when he bluffs, it's great.
Yeah, I can see that argument. Okay, let's see what he does. Calling for a chop. This is our common conversation these days.
Exactly. Calling for chop with a flush out there and a 6 out there.
Yeah, this is nice hand. Just let him have it.
Right. And one other thing. There's one other good reason to fold here. His chops come from aces, and we can see 2 of them. That's where the chops come from.
Good point.
So we fold, and let's get the bad news. There's the bad news.
Yeah.
The chop. The good news was we were drawing dead on the turn. We were drawing deadish on the turn.
True.
Only to a 10 were we winning. I'm sorry. No, on the turn. Yes, on the turn. We were drawing very thin on the turn. And we folded and didn't get the chop. And I
Good
And I-
fold.
think that's okay. We would win 9. We have to put in 17 to win 9. Good for him. If not for the flush, you could do it. If it's
I
only
don't know.
if it's
Can
only
we?
6, you could do it. If it's if it's only the flush, well, it wouldn't be a chop then. Never mind. All right, there we go. Yeah, so good
It's
for him.
only the flush we get stacked.
Yeah, that's fine. Yep. All right, there we go. All right. And 10-4, I'll play this one. Let's just see how they play it. That's what this is. Something funny happens. This is what's funny happens. I should not show you their hands. All right. So limp, limp, check. Aces, check, bet of 1, raise to 2, call the 2, fold. Turn, check, bet 2, call the 2. River, check, check. What hands do you put them on?
Never aces and queens. On short stacks, they should have been all in pre.
The only part of this hand that makes sense is the queens checking back the river. That's the only part of this hand that makes any sense at all.
Yeah, and probably only because the spade came.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like the
This is
cutoff
pretty
limp
funny.
re-raise, I'm guessing is what he was going for. And then the aces, I mean, was the guy in the big blind super school, like super happy? Like he was raising limpers every time to where they both thought they were getting raised by the big blind and there was going to be fireworks, or are they just that drooly of
Only 18,
players that
only 18 here. So it's funny that this bet comes from here It's really funny to me that the queens decide to raise at all. And I guess they're trying to find out where they're at, kind of raise. When this guy calls, the queens should panic that it could be an ace. It's like they're way ahead or way behind now. This guy realizes that even for one big blind, that this was nonsense. He tries to continue the story, and the queens don't, but they bet small, going, well, the ace will raise me now, and I'm going to get called by the nine, right? That's what the queens are saying. And when I get raised, I fold. They get called. He's
And
hoping the queen,
Villain 72 is complaining to his study group that I can't believe it. I finally make quads and I get no value.
right. And he looks at this and goes, well, you can't have an ace. The best you can have is a pocket pair or a nine. That's the best you can have. Then the river comes, and these aces should look at this and say, the best you have is the nine, but the nine isn't betting anymore because the flush came in. So he should at least realize that now, what does he got to do on this line? What does he got to do? Donk for two? This is
This is insanity. Like
this
these
is
are
insanity.
drawers.
This is insanity because of what the aces play pre-flop. But if the aces ever do this pre-flop, what should the aces do here? Nobody has anything. Check, bet. Oh, good. Somebody bet. Raise. Okay, he's got something. Maybe it's good. Well, it's not an ace. I know it's not an ace. Therefore, this is a bluff or pocket nines or an overvalue of a nine, right? It's probably not a pocket pair bigger than nines. You limped in. So it's just a nine. I raise, the nine's gonna fold. When do I raise? When do I raise? He calls here. Maybe this guy will make a mistake. Okay, this guy didn't make a mistake. Now, you've got a nine. Should I donk? No. You bet really small. You don't have anything. You can't have anything. And if you have a nine, you'll bet the river. I mean, if you have pocket nines, you'll bet the river. You have nothing or a nine. I raise you, your nine's going to fold when you go only two. So what can I do? What can he do here on this line? I'm
I mean,
serious.
you sit there, you put yourself into this situation, get yourself out of it.
Right. I mean, I I only fault him for the pre-flop because he really is fucked here.
I mean, here in this spot, you kind of just have to raise and pray. Maybe that they're on spades and you can get a little value. Like,
But
I mean,
here's
you're not
so
right, but I'm
right,
saying you're not getting value from anything anyways. So anything you
right,
fold out, you're not getting value from anyways.
right. Okay. So you
At
call
least there is a greater than zero chance that villain 76 has pocket nines, pocket deuces, or a flush draw, or some
right,
9x that's gonna call a small raise here and then a bet on the river.
right. So you could go, but your raise has got to be small because when you raise
I'm
because
not
against the pocket
advocating
nine,
we raise to like
he's gonna
20, but like we can
yeah.
raise to like 6 or 7 here.
Okay. Right. When
And I mean,
right.
maybe they have some 3, 4. There is a greater than zero chance that they have 3, 4, 4, 5 spades that's going to call something.
Okay.
I
Good
mean, we
enough.
have to start putting money in at some
So we
point. This
raised
is
so we raised to five or six or something like that. His queens, because they're under repped, call it, but are very wary. And maybe they fold, but mostly they're very wary. And they just go, okay, fine, it's four more. I just lose four more. When this spade comes and you are villain 72, as played, don't you have to check here? When he has spades, when he was on spades, he's going to bet them. When he has pocket
right.
nines, he's going to continue to bet. When he has the freak pocket twos, he's going to continue to bet.
As played, we need to
When he has a
check
nine,
here. I mean, he has a hand that was able to raise the. Granted, it was a one big buy and bet and a min click, but he has a hand that went raise flop bet turn. Like as played, absolutely, I agree. We check.
right. But that's when you don't have both aces and you go, maybe he has an ace, maybe he doesn't like his kicker. He doesn't have an ace. I mean, there's never been
Right,
a
that's
more
true.
we block aces hand in the world. So if we bet out here, what do we target? A nine? We target a nine. How big can we bet to target a nine when the spades come in? Two, three, six?
I mean, if we're gonna donk this river, yeah, I think we go like two or even like one, and maybe he spat and pray for a spaz. That's the only chance we have of getting money in the pot.
Right,
Or check and hope that he does some betting for us.
right. And hoping that the hand that was good enough to bet, you know, yeah, just it's a crazy thing. This hand is insane. This may be the last hand that I marked because of just the insanity. All right. Next hand is that's it. Those were all the ones that I marked as insane. Um,
Okay.
anybody else got any hands they want to show, or I can do more just of
Yeah,
the.
we were gonna look at my three bet hands, and then I have a couple
Go.
hands from the other night that are kind of fun,
All right,
like
let's do.
that show. So we'll start with hands from the other night. This one was, and this became a pattern. This player was doing this over and over. Um, so who wants to take it?
I'll take it. We got jacks. Let's three bet the jacks to seven.
Sorry,
Call.
we get a call.
All right. Uh, he bets. Let's just call the one big blind bet. I mean, this so there is a reason to raise it. When he does this, he's trying to get to a diamond cheap, which is true. So
Yeah.
that's a reason to raise it right there. But the hand itself doesn't want to raise. Our hand would love to get. Our hand would like to get to the river cheap too. So he wants to get to the river cheap because he's drawing to a diamond. We want to get to the river cheap because we only have a jack. So I think we all agree. Let's get to the river cheap. Um, so
Then
we
he
call.
does this one big blind bet again.
Yeah, we have
Okay.
to be. We have to be. So you're now confident that he doesn't have a queen here. That this is a diamond.
Yeah.
That this is a diamond getting there cheap. And I don't hate this answer. But again, we would still like to get to the river cheap. All right, let's see what happens. We raise. He calls with a singleton diamond when he has it. All right.
Obviously, folding is the only incorrect answer. Like that's 0% chance that is happening.
Right. But we're losing, but we're not losing. Are we really losing 33 to 1? Are we losing one? Are we winning one out of 33 times? It's close. It's close.
It's 1 out of 34 because is our break
Yeah.
even.
Yeah. All right. So we call.
Induce.
Yep. Yep.
Um,
He wanted to get there cheap. We let him get there cheap. Why he called the turn.
but
Great.
I watched a hand where he was in the big blinds, called a cold four bet from the button. And I
Mm-hmm.
wish I would have tagged the hand. And he ended up having pocket threes. He donked one big blind,
Mm-hmm.
the four better raised, and it was like I think it was a 4-7 queen rainbow board. He donks for one big blind,
Mm-hmm.
four better raises, turns an ace. He donks one big blind, four better raises. River was a complete brick. Actually, it might have been a seven. He
And he called.
donks one big blind, four better raises. He calls.
Right. He likes that one big
So
blind bet.
yeah, so this is the next hand. This is same villain.
Right. Okay. This is and
Why?
this goes to this one's Brian.
What would you like to do here, Brian?
All right. This one is in 3 seconds. This one becomes Dean. One, two,
Yep.
three. This is Dean.
Squeeze.
All
What
right, what
size?
size?
Mm, 8 to 10.
Great. And now before I love that size. And what is the size in theory? Just so we go over it. What's the exact theory size?
5, 6.
Okay. Yep. Dean, your voice changed. But yeah, six, and I love the nine. Great. Especially against this guy.
A little small bet.
He's going to bet one into you, I think.
Oh, I'll just call.
Yeah.
If you raise, it's
What
fine for me.
about this?
Yeah, that's okay.
And we get a call.
We expect him to call, though. That's the problem. We
Yeah,
expect
100%. Well,
expect
my thinking is based on what I'm seeing him do this with
Mhm.
every pair, no matter what.
Yeah.
So I think my king is good, my queen is good, my straight draw is good, and
Mhm.
he's never folding at this point.
Right. So all that's true. I think you get, I think you get, I think you are helped more by just calling than the raise. Build the pot later
There.
when you get there. All right. So he bets one. What would you
Avoid
like?
him having Jack 9.
I think you're playing his game.
Gee.
Right.
No, this is where I'm like, okay. And this was a few hands later where like I still hadn't seen this pattern for sure, but I'm like, okay, I'm like at this point, there's
Wait,
no way he's calling a third raise
You can't
without a
call.
jack.
wait,
You
wait,
can't call
wait,
those
wait,
kind of pot odds.
wait.
Yeah, horrible pot odds.
What if you said
Uh,
you thought your king and queen are good? Why aren't we fucking
I'm
putting them
safe.
on?
No,
because I
You're
kind
getting
of wanted
118 to 1.
It's a close. I mean, the odds are close, but
yeah, they're very, very
super
close.
close. Tight call. He would have called a raise. He
okay.
would have called if we raised that.
Dude, you raised to
Called the
36
flop.
and
He
you call
called the flop and the turn raises.
calling the river. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Likely. No, that's just, no. My only point was that if you what you said earlier was
This was the
that
third or fourth hand that I kind of saw this pattern. If a few
Yeah.
more hands after that, yeah, I would have just put it in the
dude,
and if he's got
three,
a jack, he's got a jack. Nice
three
hand,
or
sir.
3 or 4 is absolutely plenty of hands for me to decide to make that change.
Right.
If I saw him do this twice, I'm fucking maximally going nuts when he does this. If I have top pair,
Right. So on the river, so as played, where you do the two raises, and he does this on the river, I'm considering not doing the raise here.
I have
I'm
another
considering.
question.
Now, it if we look at it one way, his one big blinds are checks. They're just checks. So he check, we bet, he check, we bet. And then on the river, we get there.
And he checks.
Most of the time, I'm betting the king. So that's the argument for doing it. The other one is when he does this, when he has us beat, he has made such a huge mistake by only betting one.
That's
Which,
where we make our money.
which is the exploit?
I think the exploit is that this guy's obviously calling too light if he's calling the pocket fours.
Yeah, there.
So we should be maximally exploiting that he's overcalling
Yeah,
and
but he
getting
he
more
does it
money.
on the river. If we
Yes.
saw him on the river, then yeah, let's.
So now I think
do it
also
against.
what we should notice about this is that we're not bluffing this guy.
No, the raises. I did not agree with the raise on the turn.
Yeah, no, it's like if this guy's not folding pocket fours, then we're punishing him. Like in this spot, we're going crazy with Queen 10. Like we're
Mhm.
getting all of the money with Queen 10 here. We're not full.
Right.
We are not Ace
But I
10,
don't think
maybe
we.
Queen 10, maybe a little light, but Ace 10, like we're going for everything, but we're not trying to bluff him. Like we want to make our hand because he's not going to fold. So when
Right.
we make our hand, we just go nuts and put all the money in.
Yeah,
And
I almost. Oh, sorry, Brian, you were still saying.
no, that's what my only point is. That in this spot, this guy's under folding. He's over calling. So we are going to be under bluffing. We are not going to try and get him to fold almost anything. Maybe if it went check, 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 check all the way down to the river, we could put in a small bet and maybe he folds like some sort of draw that he was on. But when we make our hands, we just bet huge. And when we go super thin for value, like
Right.
that's what I think our exploit is.
So our exploit from the beginning of this hand was he bet one, we call. He bet one, we call. He bet one on the river, we bet 40. We make less money, but we had to get there to do for this to happen.
Moving good
And
every
the
time.
other way we lose two big blinds.
Yeah. Yeah.
The way we played it when we don't get our king, we lose 80 big blinds.
Yeah. We, that's another against this guy. what do like? I just said thin, but we're not like this is just not thin anymore. Like, because they say thin because you can't find a lot of targets, but we can find this guy is calling with a three, pocket fours, five, sixes, sevens, eights, nines, tens,
Deuces. Deuces.
Looks
deuces, all of it. If he's
looks like
calling with all of it, we always have like a ton of value targets. It depends though. Is he like a I call down with pair type of player, or I call down with anything player?
yeah.
You know, if he's a I call down with pair, we always have value targets when we have second pair. Like
Mhm.
we have a thick value hand and
Yeah.
we're trying to get all the money in.
All right, next hand.
Now it's just into the three bet hands.
Okay, let's do the three bet hands. That was funny.
All right.
Here we go.
Oh yeah.
Larry,
Yeah,
you
because
got
we were
I'm
looking at my
here.
graph.
Is this my hand?
Yeah.
Uh, let's, okay, so what we got here? We got limp, ISO by a broken stack, two limpers, let's see, nine. I think I could have 12.
14.
Okay, that's fine. He calls one time. Nice. SPR less than one. We have the ace of diamonds. Very easy to get this in. You could do anything you want.
exactly.
You can check or you could bet small. I don't think you need to shove. I think check or bet small is
Yeah,
fine. Yeah.
yeah.
But
And
bet small
shoving
being
isn't
like
wrong.
five.
Yeah,
So I
shoving
said,
isn't. I don't think it's the best move, but it's not wrong.
no, that's true.
This
Yeah.
is spazzy too, which
Yeah.
this hand's a while ago, so I didn't know he was kind of a spazzy drooler, but
The spazzy guy, I would check here,
Hmm.
especially with the ace
he
of
he
diamonds.
rips. What would you like to do? You're contemplating folding, Larry?
Let's take a deep breath and realize that we're gonna sometimes see quad. No, we're not see any quads this time. So I guess we call.
I think we just overfold here.
We call.
Very, very overfolded spot.
We call.
What does this
Oh,
guy show up with?
You ready? What do we think he has?
6-5.
Ah,
7-8.
nice.
All
Nice
right.
answer.
We get to win. Yay. All right, Dean, next hand is yours.
Yes. Um,
This is
Daisy.
it's a light three bet there, Dean.
It is
Would you like to go, Dean?
fringe.
And now
Slivers.
this again, this was early in my history with this player because this hand was a while ago, and these stats are just lifetime. Knowing what we know now, how would you like to go?
It's this guy? It's the same guy?
The same
Oh,
bet
No,
one
no,
guy.
different guy, but his fold
Oh,
to three bet is literally I've three bet him before since then recently
Mhm.
where like he opened a three or he opened a 2.5 from the cutoff. I was on the button and I three bet to 25 big blinds and he called.
Great.
What's
Let's
his
go
fold to three bet?
5%.
Then you just jam.
So I fold to three bet
Isn't that
value
right?
5. Yeah, yeah.
I
So we
have not found a fold point for him yet, and he is a spaz post flop.
Then jam or go to 40 big blinds.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, like if we look at this point, I think it was
I'd set values at time of hand.
I didn't have much info, so we're just kind of playing straight up.
All right. 12.
Why
Great.
did you do that then? You're the one that said it.
Because he
And
didn't have
it's
enough.
wide,
You have
wide
enough
versus
hands
wide.
yet,
This is actually the size you would use.
Yeah, but you just said the guy doesn't fold the three bets.
but he didn't know that yet. Like when he added
Oh,
the
oh.
Yeah, at
he
the
just showed
point
the
this game
stats that he
happened, I
had.
had six hands on him.
Right.
Okay.
So, yeah. So, yep. So, this, yeah, fine.
Of course. Mm,
King's the ace magnet.
yeah.
What would you like to do, Dean?
Uh, like bet six or something stupid.
Okay.
Well,
You guys want
7.9.
and I want to check.
Same difference.
I don't hate either way.
Yep. But you bet 7. Okay. But here we go.
Now I check.
Okay. Good enough.
Okay, he's a spaz.
Yeah.
We
And
don't
so I
know
just
that yet,
call it.
though.
Huh? Oh,
Okay. So before you do the reveal here, if you are ever considering folding your kings here, if you're even considering it, then let's do this. Let's fold with the king of diamonds and call without the king of diamonds. If you're considering it, because we were looking for things other than randomizing, and the king of diamonds is
Right.
enough of a reason on one side. The other thing would be something about his actual play or his size. The size
is overbluffed.
is 14 into 39. That makes me want to call it. Um, yeah. And then look at the board texture. It's only diamonds, 6, 7, 7, 8, a little bit of that. So yeah. Um, that's the answer. Okay. Let's see what happens.
This feels like ace two.
Oh, you had the nuts.
Great. Yep. Good.
Okay, well, that instead of looking at the diamonds, I'd say when we see bet the flop for a small size and he calls, and then we check the turn, and they come out and bet half pot on the river. That's a line that has a lot of bluffs in it.
Yeah, it did.
Less than half pot.
Yeah, it did.
Yes, that's what I was saying. That like instead of saying let's do it, let's look
Yeah.
at the line. This is a
Yep.
line that has a lot of bluffs.
Yeah. Right. But the first thing I said was if you're ever folding the kings here. If you're never folding the kings, you don't need to go to that secondary question.
I mean, I
Yeah.
think there could be a reason to say I'm folding kings there, like player dependent, but
Yeah.
I think
Super nit that never bets,
Yeah.
then never bluffs the river. Yeah, it's snap fold.
Right.
yeah,
Aces
but
go to.
That is not this player.
Oh, I get the aces. Look at this. I
But
have
I'd
aces.
still be worried about this player too because you like overvalue ace two.
Yeah. But here's the line that I was going to take on that, which I find
oh,
easier.
dude, I would bet ace two on the river there. I don't think you even is.
No,
Yeah.
I'm saying that guy like
Yeah. I was going to check back the kings and then have him and he bets the turn and I call and he bets the river and I call. Slightly easier than this line because I've
He
invited.
would have, knowing what I know now, he would have, when we check back that flop, he's for sure blasting turn and river. 100%
I think
frequency.
that you
I like
you
that better.
why I like this. Your line forces him into a node where he has too many bluffs, which makes your bluff catch very easy. I mean, we're not supposed to play for it to be easy, but we're able to put him into a line where he just has too much bullshit, which is good.
Right.
Scotty, you get the aces.
I get aces. All right. Let us re-raise the aces to 15.
crack the aces.
12.67.
The
I'm fine with
aces.
that. I'm fine with that.
You should have just
Cool.
called behind.
Yep, there we go.
Nobody runs like
He has
Andy.
lots of two pair here. And when he has nothing here, he's going to fold to everything. So I want to see what do I need to do to just go straight up 3E here? I go, let's see if I go half pot, that's going to be 13. The pot's going to go to 52. Then I go 26. Here we go. Yeah. So if I go 13, the pot's going to go to 52. Then on the turn, I go 26. The pot's going to go to 104. And then then I have half pot along. So half, half, half. That's what I'm going to do. So you go smaller to drag along everything. He calls. Great. The turn is the 10. Now let's go 2E from here, which is going to be, if I go, are you going to look it up for me?
It's on the screen.
All right. And let's see. So the pot was, you got to go, but now I got to see the pot size where we were. The SPR
We're
we're at an
2.5.
SPR of two. So an SPR of 2, I've got to go. What's the chart say? I was going to figure it out, but let's go with the chart since we have it. SPR of 2.
2, it's 60, so about 70%.
All right, great. Here we go. So I'm gonna go,
Why
but
did
he
I check?
I like you check. I think you can check sometimes here.
Mhm.
Yeah, I actually think we're supposed to play a lot of checks there, but
We do it
he
more in
bets.
position than we
as a
do out of
check,
position, but
as a check, when we play this, do I want to check raise now and hope that that was a legitimate play? All the money's going in when you have king 10, king king, and ace 10, and I lose when you have 10 10, and I don't care. Um,
King Jack.
right, king jack is a weird. If I check raise you now, you can fold a king. You won't fold a 10 and you won't fold an ace.
I
And
mean,
stop. It's
King Jack of spades.
but the
dude,
problem is that I make it really hard for you to have an ace. So you kind so as when you checked here, I almost want to just call and then bet the river. I yeah, I
ooh,
guess yeah, I don't I this is what I don't like about the check line, isn't it? My play now looks too strong.
yeah, dude, I'm folding ace queen to this mother. If you fucking check raise me here.
Yeah, so I'm going to yeah, so I guess as played I'm gonna call.
And you're going to donk the river, you said?
No,
Oh,
yeah, I was going to. And
Would
let's just
you
hope
donk on like if it's spade hit too? Or it was
yeah,
just
yeah.
donking river?
I have
yeah,
to
you,
donk a spade too, and then just I have to hope a spade doesn't come or that you're on a spade. But I have to donk it because you might not bet the spade. That's the problem.
Rip, I'm thinking he bet almost half of his remaining stack.
He
I
did.
just don't think he's folding.
I
also,
hope he's not. I hope he's not. But this is why I also didn't. This is why I just went bet, bet, bet,
Right.
and I
And
didn't have.
bet would have been just as if I
Yeah,
think
but it's okay. Let's see what he has, and he does. He calls.
because got queen 10, jack 10.
Yay, he
That's,
has the 10. Hooray. We got lucky.
yeah,
And
yeah,
but look at play it the other way. And against this hand, it all goes in anyway.
yeah,
and probably on the turn.
Yeah, this is what I this was why I didn't love the check here was he has to have this hand, and when he has this hand, it was going in anyway.
can you go to the flop action?
Hello?
Can we go to flop action?
Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
If
All
we
right,
had
you
pocket, by the way, if we had pocket kings here, and that's how we got here, then I would be very happy with this check because he has lots of aces that he can have, that he can
yeah,
bet.
but his aces are calling. And then you have to give away the betting lead and then donk river and expect them to bet thinly. It's like I think you just continue to bet.
Right. No, I like that. I like bet, bet, bet best here.
Yeah, okay, so
Right.
we go there and then board pairs.
Just
What was
here.
his range it called? I mean, come on. I don't think we should check here. I understand that there's like a reason that he just it seems like he doesn't have a lot of shit that can continue, but like when he has king queen, queen
Yeah.
jack, ace queen, ace jack, king jack, any 10x, like he's not folding. And then when he checks back the turn, I guess it gives us the information that he's not super weak. But those hands like king queen and king jack might check are probably going to check the turn a lot. So we
Yeah.
would
I think
prefer to just continue putting money in against the hands that are just going to call.
while he still has a draw to go with his pair, while he has a pair
Yeah,
to
yeah.
have a
Or he turns king queen or king nine with spades.
yeah.
Like all of that stuff. Like, I think he's got way too many hands that will pay us money there. That because even his ace, like if he had ace jack here, how? I mean, I don't know if he's bet. I don't think I'm.
How do we only have a sliver of aces here? Or was it our initial thought?
That was the button.
Oh, thank you. He has only a sliver of aces.
So
Yeah.
on
So
this
wait,
turn,
if you had ace x there, Andy, and you got checked two on the turn, are you betting all the time?
um, probably. I don't know. It's a weird spot. I'm actually probably checking back a lot to
Yeah,
see what they do.
that's my thing is that like here I think we allow them to get to showdown them to get there, which is fine if they get there. Obviously we want them to get there when we have a hand like this. But like we when he has ace jack or king queen, like he's just not betting a lot. So he's only really betting, pocket kings, pocket tens, and 10x. So we just give him a chance, a very sliver of his range that can bet, a chance to bet, and then versus all the hands that would call a pretty chunky size there.
Now the solver bets here. The solver checks here, which is
Which is
weird.
But then
fine.
it only check calls.
Okay, so let's take a look at this. So the solver did bet the flop though, right? It bet the flop with pocket aces.
Wait, is this the spazzy guy actually? Is this the spaz?
No,
No,
this is not the
Oh,
spazzy guy.
yeah, I hate the check even more. I thought
yeah.
it was the spaz. I was like, yeah,
Show me the
spaz.
small blind right off the flop. Show
Spaz,
me.
I would have
Go
check
back.
called.
Andy, show me the small blind right after the flop, right there. Okay, so we bet range. Great. And that's why. So after betting range, this card is certainly good for him.
Don't fold any broadways.
Yeah. So he calls. And now,
He actually, oh no, that's us again.
right, we do a lot of checking here.
We should actually bet quads.
We bet the quads because it makes it easy for him to have a king or an ace.
And well, he still has a lot of ace king.
Right. So when we check here and he bets,
Yeah, what is his range that bets the turn? A lot of 10x.
yep,
And then he has queen nine bluff.
Jack Queen for
Queen
value,
Jack is a straight.
right?
And then he has a worse full house of ace 10 and then ace jack and ace queen, which I think in actuality, I think a lot of players are going to check back with ace queen and ace jack. I think ace king probably bets.
Yeah.
And then he has all those bluffs of fours, which I don't think a lot of people are finding. Ace four, ace five are not betting. Pocket sevens are not betting. Yeah, I think we just bet because they're not going to bluff enough here. And then look at his king, queen, queen. So if we put all of those, yeah, he's just got a big checking range here when we check to him. And he just happened to have a hand that's not checking.
Right. So the small blind, so when he bets here, it comes back on us. And with our aces, we slow play them.
We elect to slow, but
Slow
we
play.
check raise kings. Oh,
Yeah, it
because
makes sense.
we
Yeah,
unblock him having an ace.
Ace.
yeah.
Right. Let's do the call and see what we do and see what we do with the aces on the river. Uh, shouldn't there be a spade draw out there?
The turn
No,
brought in
I just did.
Okay.
diamonds. Same thing.
Change it. It might make a difference.
Okay. So it does.
Here, give me the 10. Yeah. Give us the 10 of spades. We still check. He still bets.
Oh, it actually completely changes. Oh yeah,
That's
because
the
no,
flop.
we did not. Yeah, right. Okay. Call
10 of spades.
and a spades. We don't have a pot
Right.
option,
And that's
but
close pot. We
then we
call.
call
All right. And then the river comes in.
three of clubs.
And we do not donk and we let him check behind when he has to. Okay. There you go. Against his particular hand, all the money goes in anyway.
We'll do results oriented. I stacked them either way.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's good to get the money in, but I think we could have got it in a better way.
All right. Brian has the next hand.
Nines.
Good.
Okay.
This one's a punt.
Oh, fuck yeah. Perfect.
Not yet. Brian hasn't played it yet.
Yeah, I haven't started punting yet. With those stacked ups, got
This is Spazzy never Mr. Spazzy never fold the three bet here.
okay, and we've three bet here all day. We're ahead of enough of his range. We are
The
betting.
other guy's capped.
Yes.
Brian's
So
capped.
yeah, we go big. I mean, you could probably. Is there an argument for if you
Jamming.
bet 15? That puts in 25% of his stack. Kind of lets him play perfectly when he hits the flop. I'm considering just going.
I'm
Like,
considering jamming.
yeah, just jamming. That's what I'm thinking. Is
Yeah.
jamming just makes the most sense here.
Did not. I went big.
Yeah, I think we just
Not
jam.
Yeah, I actually I like jam a lot more here. Given all the stack sizes, it doesn't hurt that much if I do get
Well,
called.
because don't we kind of let him play really well here? Like when we go this size, he's calling 100% of his range. He may be a spaz, but he gets to just see the flop, hit it, and put his money in.
Right.
Versus when we just jam, we make him put all of his money in with a hand that's very likely to be worse than ours or flipping with us. Then and we get to just run it. But we get cold called from the big blind. We definitely get called there, and that guy folds surprisingly. Okay, we flop an overpair. I check a lot, but I think out of position with a one SPR, I'm just putting money in here. Like we just put the money in. You
So
said
this
it
was
was a
not a punt. I was hoping it'd be a punt, but it's not.
Punt it all.
yeah. Why do you say this is a punt?
Because maybe this guy's has our nines beat when he calls the 3-bet cold.
Yeah, he does, but that just happens. It is
Yeah,
what it is. That's okay. He has aces.
yeah,
He cold called with whatever. I
yeah.
mean,
Short
that's
stack.
fine. That's really fine. In this spot, I lose the money in a faster order.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean this is what I'm saying though. Is like look what that guy did. He was able to see the flop and just throw it away. He was able to play basically perfectly against what we did. Versus we can force him into a spot where he has to make mistakes because he's overcalling by just jamming here.
He's torching equity by calling range.
Yeah,
I
yes.
mean,
But let's make him make the biggest mistake is that when he's calling range, let's make him put the money in
right.
before he gets to have any information about the flop. But yeah, I mean, it's not. I mean, this is just this guy cold call and we lose because he cold called with aces, which is an
I mean,
interest.
even if he doesn't cold call, if we go back to pre, are we really?
No,
Yeah, I guess we can maybe fold if he jams here. We haven't put in enough yet to be past that threshold.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think with an overpair with SPR of 1 and 50 big blinds, we just don't really get to fold.
No, we didn't mean that.
Pre-flop.
We meant
He puts
pre-flop.
the aces in. He puts it in
Oh,
pre.
oh, yeah, no, we can fold them. When he cold force, we can
Yeah.
get the fuck out of there. I'd
Yeah.
be okay folding.
Yep.
All right. Who's up?
After Brian, it is back to Larry.
Kings, we like kings.
So we like kings.
Um, I would go to 11 or 12. What's our stacked up? Yeah, I'd go a little bit bigger. I'd go like 11 or 12. This is fine now. Um, interesting flop. I'm not sure what theory
Oh, yeah.
does here, but I think you're not going to get wrong betting small here.
When real quick, sorry, you're in the middle. Andy, after this, can you pull up my two hands that I sent to the group? Because I want to see what you guys think about one of them very specifically.
Okay.
But yeah, sorry, Larry, go ahead.
Yeah, I would bet small here. We don't really love this. I mean, we can checking is fine too.
Yeah.
See what he does. Okay, so I think I prefer a check with the king of hearts. All right. I think we have obligatory value here. He has a lot of ace, queen, king, queen.
Queen Jack.
Yeah, queen, jack.
And we
So I think we
have
need,
very
I would
rare.
choose to bet big here. I think we're allowed to bet big after check, check, turn.
And we
So
beat
I
him.
would bet like 25 bigs and I would fold to a jam.
Yeah.
Um,
And we can
I
still
checked.
we can very nicely beat Queen 10, which is it's not usual that Queen 10 played like this.
That's a good point.
Yeah, but we beat it.
Yeah, I don't know if you're getting more if you, I think you have to, I think
I
after
think
check,
that's
check, turn, you have an obligatory value bet. You've got to go for thin. It feels thin, but you got to
Yeah.
go
Yeah,
for thin value bet.
I think so too. I don't disagree.
And he probably folded.
Um,
He probably left no money on the table, but I think you need to make the bet.
True.
I have
I
a
don't think it's
question. When
calling.
you
I mean,
guys
that's
are
money on the table.
value betting and you think it's thin, how do you decide whether it's too thin or not?
I have a solver I use,
Oh, boo, boo, boo,
and
boo.
then so when it tells me it's no, just
Count
kidding.
the
So
count,
the
count
too thin.
I know my answer. I just want to know what you guys think.
Go ahead, Larry.
I mean, I
Sorry, I was
that's
just while we were chatting, I was loading up Brian's hands.
it depends a lot on what the texture of the board is and how that. I mean, I think ultimately the answer comes down to what's the texture of the board and how does that board interact with his range, i.e., what is his range and what are you going to do about it? So, do you think he has a lot of, you should be betting in theory for value if you've got over 50% equity. However, I think board and board texture dictate in reality how much you thinly value that.
I agree, but I do it in a different order. I go person, then board texture rather than board texture, then person.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And
I,
it's just because the person is, because when you're betting thin for value, you're also expecting to get called thinly, right? But you're expecting to get called by worse. Otherwise, you don't do it. So how sticky is this guy?
yes, there we go. I was about to
I
say I
start,
because I think that sometimes I'm like I'm going too thin, but I'm like I just identified plenty of targets.
So we
So
do know
but
on this player, I do have a note that he will basically that he'll slow play flushes.
yeah, but he's not. I mean, what does that mean in this spot? He's out of position. He checked back to you on the turn.
he's in
It doesn't
position.
matter. Some of he's in position is what I meant. Like that's he doesn't. It doesn't really matter. We overfold to a raise them.
Right. We can bet here and then with the intent that we're just folding to a raise.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think it matters that he's
The
gonna
same
trap.
way if we check the turn and he bets, we're gonna call once.
Yeah, that's exactly.
And then when we check the river and he bets again, we're just folding. So
Like
it's
here, you're
just we're
not.
losing the same amount of money just in a different order.
Yeah, like here, you're not gonna be sitting here. Oh, I'm targeting sevens. But like you're gonna have a value target here. Like I'm targeting Queen X, 10X, Pocket Jacks, and I don't know exactly what the preflop action was.
Right. We
Pocket
got
Jacks,
some
and maybe
pocket jacks
Pocket
that get
Ace.
here. We got some queen jack that gets here. We got some ace queen that gets here. Like ace queen with the ace of hearts I mean,
Yeah,
any
we,
ace
we
queen
had
I
a
think
lot.
gets
We
here.
had a lot of value targets.
Yeah, and then
Yes.
when we get raised, we realize that we are fucked, and we get out of the way a lot of times.
Yeah.
Right. So what do we like a 24 big blind bet?
Sorry, I gotta zoom in. 35 in the pot. It is a pair board. How big would I go to make a freaking queen fold? Um,
It is a paired board, but there's also a completed flush and
that's
completed straight.
yes,
Yeah.
that's one of the problems here is that I'm saying I'm gonna go smaller here in a spot where the obvious draw completed, both of the obvious draws completed. His hand doesn't look quite as strong. Like this is one of the few spots I would bluff on paired boards when I just know they don't have the flush and it's paired, and it's like I can just make them fold because they're scared of the flush. But yeah, I
Your
mean,
line didn't look your line didn't look very flush like.
yeah, you go 20. I think 20 big blinds. You certainly get called by a queen. And I think maybe if you're saying I want to target 10x as well, we go 15 big blinds and we get the
Right.
calls from
And
10x and queen x.
I guess especially I do have a blocker to the flush, like a pretty relevant one at that.
Mhm.
I mean, but it doesn't matter that much because when you bet here and you get raised, you just assume you're beat like all the time, right?
Brian, that's why I'm saying like
Oh yeah.
another case why we should for sure be going thin
Oh,
here.
I think
Yeah.
yeah, that's true. That's fair enough. I was about to say I was just saying in the idea that like it doesn't. I'm gonna bet here with or without the heart. But yeah, you're right. We should definitely go thinner with the heart.
Right.
Right. With the heart, it gives us more of a reason to we block the straight, we block the flush. We have a lot of stuff that gets here beat. Like I definitely left. I didn't because he's
Yeah,
probably not calling, but
but against part of his range, you left 15 big blinds on the table probably.
Right. And
right,
you did it as 15 for 10 and 20 for the queen. And I think I want to go a little bigger. And I want to go bigger because my line, although we three bet it, my line was bet check bet.
That's true. I just
which
don't
is
like it
super
with the obvious draws completing. I think we do like boards paired, but obvious draws complete. Like it's like an in between. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like it's like
Yeah.
I would normally go really big here if it was no flush draw and the board was paired. I would have gone like 40 big blinds here to target a queen. but like with a freaking
Yeah, I got you. So you went 20 for a queen and 15 for a 10, and I'm going 25 for a queen.
I think
And
that's fair enough. That's close enough.
but I'm going the same 15 for a 10.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay. You
yeah,
just think you think you can go. You're probably right. I think you can probably go a little bit bigger with it.
yeah, that's the calibration difference. Okay, next hand is a Brian hand, and it goes to skate.
Okay. This is like not that much happens, but I really am like it's weird.
All right.
Oh, this one. Oh, never mind. This is a different hand.
All right.
Yeah, this is
You
have
want me to
fun
go the
with
other
this.
one? You posted two. You want me to go the other one first?
No,
You can do this one first. You can do this
start
one
with this
first.
one. Skate, you
This
got King
one,
Jack.
this one's more interesting. Have fun playing this skate.
All
Queen
right.
Jack.
Or
You got King
King
Jack,
Queen.
and it's
King
a
Jack.
button straddle.
Okay. Real quick. This is normally a fold. I'm not getting three bet a lot. People were folding a lot prior to this. I thought I could probably just expand my range a little bit from early position with those two reasons.
I think there's another reason for you to expand here. You are not in the same you don't need to play a low jack -1 range here because three
Yeah.
people because the small blind and big blind, which would normally be there, have folded. So you have two fewer people to play against, so you can play easily a low jack range or even something between the low jack and the cutoff range and low jack and the hijack range, and king jack is in the low jack. So I think this is a good raise.
Yeah, until, all right, skate you raised, until this happens, then all of a sudden everyone decides to start calling.
There we go.
Oh,
Right.
multi-way madness.
Time to lose.
Okay. Okay. I did not accept it as
All right.
easily.
All right, skate, what do you want to do?
There's a
All
trappy
right.
player on the button too. That's what I was gonna say. Wreck in the cutoff, or yeah, cutoff to a wreck. Buttons trappy. The guy next to act to me is just another fish, I believe. All right. Sorry.
All right. All right. So we're the original razor
We're the
and then
pre-flop eraser.
Mhm.
pre-flop. Yeah, ISOR. I think we have to. Yeah, we're blocking Ace King of Spades. We're blocking the nut flush.
Yes, we are.
Yep. So I'm assuming that we're gonna C bet here about 30-40%, and then continue if the turn is a spade, and if it's not,
Yeah, there's
yeah.
0% chance of me c betting here.
Yeah, I don't.
Uh,
I don't want to see
Hate a
that.
C-bet here.
And it's simply because with
Yeah.
4 players in, if you don't have it, someone probably does, and it in this case is an ace, and people play aces.
okay.
Yes, that was my first thought, but I just
I would definitely check here. All right, so we check. It gets checked around.
Okay.
Equity.
It's back on you. Now you actually have a draw.
I always have
Yeah,
this
but like
all in my
it's
Most
head, Scott.
aces would have bet.
Not always.
yeah.
Nope, not
The
all of them.
strongest aces. The strongest aces probably bet the flop.
All right, a
So like
player
somebody for sure
check an ace.
saying,
What would you
yeah,
like?
but like I think somebody for sure like with that pre-flop ISO, somebody has to have like an ace more than likely.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
so. I think so too.
What do you want to do here? Like we have three players in position to us. We turned a 4-outer.
Yeah, it's only a 4 hour. I mean, I think I'm
We
gonna check.
turn queen 2-outer.
Well, what did you say? What did he say?
I
I
said,
mean, I want to check.
Two clean. Yeah, you're two clean outs technically.
Yeah.
Um,
What did you want to do, skate? I cut you off.
No, I check because if you bet, you wouldn't want to get check raised.
Yep, I
You
like.
checked. We have a bet from the cutoff of 50.
and this trappy player on the button has folded.
Right.
What is his range?
His range, some kind of a yeah, most likely ace X.
Ace X and flush draws, maybe. I think that what is his range? What are those aces? Are they strong aces a lot of the time here?
I don't think they're strong aces. No. It,
Okay.
I mean, I think the best hand he could have here is probably like a. Well,
He's-
I mean,
Yeah.
he could have a set that decided to check the flop that needs to bet the turn now because of the double.
flush or just because they just need a bet.
He could
Um,
possibly have that, but that's not how most players play. Once I check, I think that he's betting with one person left to act a lot of the time with any sets, and he probably goes bigger here when he has a set on the turn than half pot.
you think he would have shown that on the flop?
Yeah, I think he likely bets most of his two pairs sets and all that stuff on the flop. So now on the turn, and then if he did happen to check them, he probably comes out and bets something like more than half pot. Like he's betting half pot now. I think he
Yeah,
comes out and
yeah,
bets bigger with two flush draws on the board, two straight draws on the board.
I see that. So yeah, I think that in that case he probably has more than likely some kind of weak ace
Yep,
or
that's what I
medium
think.
weak ace.
And I think I can make him fold a weak ace by the river.
Okay.
Well, then we know what Brian's
Mm,
about to do.
you're
Good
gonna
idea.
check raise. You're gonna check raise and see what he does.
And hope to get called now.
Okay, and I went small here. Usually I can go small here because of SPR. Like I was thinking about it and I almost went really big, but I was like, when I get called, I'm just like super fucked on the river.
Yeah, you need to make
Have
this
enough.
small.
Yeah, you
You
need to
want
have.
maximum ammunition on the river.
Okay.
Yeah,
The only thing that
See
improves
that?
is 3-5.
Right. So we know what Brian's going to do.
but yeah,
Ace two, yeah, that's not good. Indeed.
So what is his calling range? We knew what Brian was going to do as soon as he check raised.
We
his
thought that
calling range.
I think it
What
was
is this guy's?
probably like ace seven, ace eight, ace nine, ace 10. Um, I th- I do agree. I agree. Scotty, I do think it does fold. I think that
I
when they check a
know.
lot, it's pot control. And when I make them play for it all, it affects the way that they don't want to play for it all.
Mhm.
I
Now,
mean,
see what your hand. So, does your hand make sense? Yes. Queen, queen makes sense here. Yes. Does ace, ace ever play this way as you? Not often.
uh,
Yeah.
uh,
Ace, king, not so much. Ace, queen,
there's a
sure.
possibility I might play. I might play. There's a couple of times I might play a very strong hand like this. It would be with the trappy guy
Yeah.
in position that I want to check and let them put stab, let him because
Right.
he'll raise over the top sometimes when he has very strong hands, or he'll call and I know he'll still have strong hands there, and I get to check raise over top and pile money in.
Right. If I have ace of hearts, ace 10 of hearts, which I can get here with, in player seven's position, I could play it like this. I probably would have bet a little bit bigger on the turn, but not that much bigger. So I can play like this. When you check raise me, I say, all right, what hands make sense? Ace, ace, queen, queen, ace, queen, 6, 6. All those hands make sense. Now, which of those hands do you check the flop with the flush draw out there?
Um, all of them with three players left to act.
You do because you check range there, but a lot of people don't. So I would be suspicious if I were player seven, but I don't know that I would call. Let's see what he does.
He folds.
He folds.
He claims. He said I told him I had ace queen. He said he had an ace.
Yeah.
Moved on with my life.
Yep. Ace queen is believable here.
Yeah.
Queen queen is really believable here. Although when you hit the queen on the turn, do you check again, trusting someone is going to bet? Because you really want money to go in on the turn with queen queen.
For the same reason that I was saying earlier, we have stronger value targets on these ace high boards, is that I think there are still enough aces within their ranges that check here.
Okay.
But I
They're
would
gonna-
probably bet for the reason being they're not folding when I bet now.
Yeah.
So I would have just come out and bet. Like I would probably overbet the turn. I'd say the flush draws not.
Yeah, and a
And
lot of aces are just going to go. We can go bet, and they're going to go call on this
yeah,
run out.
I very likely come out and lead with a lot of my very strong hands on the turn because there's got to be like I only trap in like very specific spots where it's like I have to have a really good reason to be trapping. And in this spot, I would be like, someone's going to have strong aces, but why would I not just come out and bet? Because when I check raise them, I just start to apply maximum fold equity. So why not just go massive to target their aces? You know.
Yeah, all I know is I can't believe that I c-bet the ace, wanted to c-bet on the four-way flop out of position.
Yeah, that
Anyway, yeah,
surprised me.
yeah, I know, but I just woke up, so that was stupid.
Can I ask
There's
a quick question about that last hand? Can you go back to last hand
awesome
real quick?
hand.
So, thinking about villain, yeah. So, I think villain. I'm curious if you think villain should think about this hand as in you certainly have thick value that you were trapping around aces, queens, well, aces really. Um, and now you actually have thick value with ace queen on turn. However, what didn't happen on river is that any of your semi bluffs got there.
Oh fuck no.
So if you're like your hand, which is a semi bluff, are hands like spades or hands like diamonds. And so I think that should lean us more towards a call if you are villain here. Am I off base or on base?
I think
I
you're
think
right against
You're
good
right.
against players that aren't straightforward as hell. Like if you got this, if you took this, if you someone ran into this, if you ran into this line when you were playing live poker though, like are you calling the river after getting check raised the turn and then jammed on
it's hard.
It's very
multi-way?
hard. Yeah.
Multi-way, I'm not fucking calling there. I don't care if they're bluffing. Like I just know that they're bluffing at such a low frequency that it doesn't matter
Yep.
if they
Yeah.
are this time.
That's true. That's a good point.
Yep. But again,
But
when they buff at a low frequency, you still want to look and say, does this make sense? And the less it makes sense, the more you should be apt to call.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's true. I mean, I've
Your check and your check on the
but
turn.
it has to be against. It really depends. Like if this guy doesn't know who I am, he doesn't play with me a lot. There are other players in that room that might have called me here
Yeah.
with like because they know that I am capable of doing this as a
Yeah.
bluff, and they're not going to love it, but they might call off. They probably won't. But
Yeah.
this guy is a recreational player who's never played with me in his life, and I haven't played a hand yet up until this moment. We're 40 minutes
Well,
in.
Then
I
we
look
should,
like a super nit.
then he should fold.
Brian, do
Yeah,
you
I
ever
look.
think you're going to have to change rooms because of your style of play and
Um,
profit again?
it's the thing is like most of the people just like aren't really adjusted. Like I had a reg say to me the other day, I took a line where I overbet flop and then I overbet turn. Like, and honestly, the overbet was kind of accidental. I meant to bet like 150% pot and accidentally bet like 175% pot. It was like I misgrabbed a chip. I was like,
Mhm.
oh shit. And I had a double gutter on an ace high board. And then on the turn, I came out and bet like 400 or something on the turn. And we were pretty deep behind. Like we had like 2K behind after that. So if he calls there, I think I can make him fold every ace on the river. And because he's pretty scared and he like won't call off with an ace there. And I'm pretty sure that's all he has in a lot of spots there. And he ends up folding. He's like, I don't believe you had it. But I was like, I said I had ace three, which would have been two pair, flop two
Uh-huh.
pair. And he was like, well, now I know how to play against you. Against you, like I just don't show bluff. Like half the time they don't call me, so they don't know I'm bluffing. And then half the time I show up with value. So a lot of the time, like one of the guys says, "Oh, he just always fucking has it. He just always fucking has it." Like, yeah, you're right. Like, but like, there's a lot of
And
times
you
when
don't
it's
pay
like,
attention.
yeah,
And
what you do?
yeah. And Larry, you play live. You
Yeah.
know how many people are paying attention. Some, most are playing on their phones.
Yeah,
Kind of
there's
like mobile phones are the dream that came true for
somebody's
live
gonna
poker
have to
players.
pick up this last hand because
Okay.
I gotta
All right.
dip out.
Bye, Andy. Okay. I will
All
grab
right,
it.
so it's the ace king hand.
no,
Okay.
All
and
right, guys.
I do agree, Larry, that there's like I have noticed a couple of players that have adjusted to me, but I also think that went too far against them, where like I
Have
know
a
that
good weekend.
All right, man.
Bye.
Have a good weekend.
like I know they're
Oh,
thinking
49.
players,
Oh,
and
Uh-huh.
I know that they're thinking players, and I'm still pushing like lines that make almost no fucking sense. But like I just know I can make people fold in a lot of spots where they started to actually call me in those spots because they're like, this just makes no fucking sense. Like,
good for
why
them.
would you do this? And I was like, okay, well, like, all right, I have to show this guy a little bit of respect from now on. Like I have to like make my line make sense. And then that's when I made those adjustments where I did those super small value, like check the flop a lot with value and did super small value bets on the turn and then did massive value bets on the river that were thin. but that's a line I adjusted to play against them because they just don't believe me when I do that.
Yeah,
They're
so
like,
they're
"It's
calling you
fine."
very, very
Yeah,
Yeah.
low in your
exactly. So I
range.
just made an adjustment that I go really small on turn. I check the flop a lot with value, go super small on the turn because it looks like very small, like 1/3 pot on the turn, and then
Mhm.
like 2x pot river with value. And they're
Which is
calling me because they're like, "What the
yep.
fuck?"
Yep.
Got it.
All right.
Brian,
This is Dean.
All right, guys, I gotta go. Are you here on Monday, Scotty?
Let me take a look here. And I actually I can think I can finish Brian's hands and then go. But I am on Monday. I am here.
All right. Have a good weekend. Good luck at the tables,
Bye.
guys.
Bye. All
all right, see you
right.
Monday.
So Dean, you got Ace King.
All
Hijack
right.
for you. Oh, then a call.
Hmm.
What would you like to do?
I mean, I'd like to raise
I would too. How
pretty
much?
big. He only has like 135 left. So to 80, that'll be five more. Too much. Like 75. I just want to
I
get the rejam.
I would like to go bigger than 75. I would like to go at least 100. Um, and then take 1 second and consider, and I don't think you want to do this, but what would be the biggest you could bet that if the 135 says fuck it and jams, you get to reopen the action and then jam against the 979?
That's
Because
what I
that,
said 75 for.
yeah, let's see. Does that do
Because
it?
55 more, and then it'd be like
And he goes over the
60
75
more
and
on
he
top of
goes
that.
right. And he over the 75, he bets 85.
135.
Right. So I'm sorry, we go 75, and that leaves him with 65 left. Yes, so that would work. And is that too small? Yeah. So I think that's too small. So yeah, I would do the full 100. All right, let's see what Brian does. But yeah, that makes sense. Brian does the full 120. Great. Here we go.
He just calls too. The
Yeah.
35 behind.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
All right. Let's now see.
Jokers.
We probably we are never going to get 75 to fold, him to fold any pair now.
No. But
So
we're
what
also
would
like
you like to
not
do?
folding.
Yeah.
Bet 35.
Okay. Yeah. Brian checks, which makes sense.
Uh
A bet of 35 is really funny.
This is this is weird.
Yeah.
Is I was so. What do you guys think about pre-flop though? Like when I didn't realize how short he was, and I know this guy's is weighted to be overcalling here. He's an action player that just wants to see the flop.
Mhm.
So I don't expect. Like I more or less want the first guy to fold, which he will fold, and then I'm probably gonna be heads up with him. But I just did not realize that he's got 135 behind when I'm
Yeah.
making this.
Yeah. So 155 is great here.
Plus,
That's
I'm thinking about like small to
a
reopen.
little side pot.
the thing about the reopen though. So we talked about that was reopen. You got to go 77, so basically 75. And he has to make the choice to jam. And notice that he didn't even bother to throw in the last 35
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
He didn't say fuck it here. So I don't know that he was going to say fuck it.
Yeah, he wasn't gonna jam.
Yeah, I didn't think. I mean,
And if
I
he
don't.
doesn't say fuck it, then
I
then
like
you've guaranteed yourself to be out of position in a bloated pot with two players. And I don't like that.
I mean, I don't even hate like even bigger. Like
Yeah.
if the other guy calls, you can have a side pot already built.
Mhm.
I don't know. I was really when we got to the flop. My brain. I don't know. I just couldn't figure out. I had like I went into complete like I have no fucking clue what to do right now mode because I'm like this guy has nothing behind. I have ace high and I have a player in between, and I was like, I'm like I don't really want to bluff here. Like
No,
I
no,
don't
you have
have
to, you have to check.
value. I have showdown. I
Uh-huh.
don't know.
Yeah. Yep. You have to check because
Your
imagine,
check's fine,
imagine
yeah.
you make a reasonable bet and player 6 calls, then player 7 throws it in. You don't
Bluff.
you can't bluff. Yeah, you can't.
What am
Yeah.
I gonna do? I'm bluffing
You,
in a
you
dry
have,
side pot, like
yeah,
to
you have to
win.
play face up. You have to play face up, and face up is check.
Yeah, so I check here.
Yep. And it checks around. That's great.
Okay, what do you want to do now?
Same. Continue that check line.
Okay, but my thing was I'm okay with running it with the guy with $35.
Oh, for sure.
I think the other guy is capped and doesn't have a lot of strong hands here. Like he plays
Yeah,
pretty.
because he would have bet, right? Because he's not worried about having to put money in with somebody with 35 behind him.
Yeah, so like I was thinking that maybe, but I don't know. My brain completely farted in this spot, and I was just like, I don't know what to do. Like this guy's got no money behind. The other player that I'm actually focused on is capped, but I'm gonna get called so often by player 7 when I bet here that it's like, what do I even want to do here?
Don't want to, yeah, you're going to get called by player 7 and you're going to say, well, but hopefully I have player 7 beat with my showdown value and player 6 doesn't have enough to call me with. That's what you're hoping for. That's a lot of hope.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I checked, and and then when he did this, I knew he just doesn't have a good hand right now. Like the guy that bet 250, I'm certain that he does not have a good hand. But I'm like, I don't think I can even beat a bad hand. Is the problem?
No. And you can't get this guy to fold. So
Yeah,
you're fighting for, yeah, it's not worth it.
yeah. So I gave up.
Yep. You have to give up.
Like A7.
It made me
Or,
ace.
Yeah.
Oh, and the river was an ace too.
Oh, yep.
Which made me angry, but I was like, all right,
yeah.
thoughts oriented. I was like,
Yeah.
dude, I was in between. I didn't know how I thought about my process though on the turn. I was like, I know he's capped. I am at some portion of the time ahead of the guy with 35 because who calls and has 35 there, flops a pair, and doesn't just put the money in.
Right.
So at showdown, this guy had no pair. He lost to pocket fours.
Yeah.
And I was like really in between because that's what I think is the better thought process. The guy with 35, even if he does call, I'm actually probably ahead of his range. I think that player 6 has a lot of showdown value hands like pocket 7s, pocket 9s, pocket 10s, and stuff that aren't going to want to play for it. So I was like, that was what I was thinking about. I was like, I don't know. Like, this is just gonna I'm gonna get called so often. Then we're in a dry side pot with the other guy, and I'm like, this is just a weird ass spot, and I don't know what to do.
I think you did. I think you did the right thing. I think you're supposed to lose this hand.
Okay, I don't know. I thought,
But maybe pre-flop, if you went big, like way bigger, like fours might not continue to.
I don't know. After playing with that guy originally, when I was playing with him, he seemed a bit nitty and like wasn't. And then after like a little bit, I was like, oh, this guy's maybe he just had to be super card dead because he started showing up with like terrible hands, and I was like, okay, maybe he was just so card dead that like
Yep.
it just looked like he was in it.
This,
Yeah.
this arrangement, this arrangement was perfect for you to, the actual arrangement of cards was perfect for you to jam here.
Yeah.
He is folding his fours here. However, the number of things that have to go right for this
Yes.
for this to work are too high.
Yeah.
And
And that's the same thing here is like the worst part is that when he bet 250 there, I'm sitting there like, I just know he doesn't have a good hand. Like, I'm certain that he is doing this to deny equity to me or just to push me out of the pot because he knows that I don't have anything. So,
right.
I don't know.
But yes, those things are true and they work. He's right. If he's there sitting there thinking, I don't have that good a hand, but I probably have this guy beat, and I can deny equity to you with this bet because he's got to have this guy beat. He has to have a range that has this guy beat. And you can't call because that guy's in there. That's true. And for you to say, well, you're thinking that, therefore I can go over the top. It's like, it's such a risk because you're fighting, you're fighting for nothing.
Okay. Yeah. I'm working on being okay with losing. It's a problem for me. I don't like losing.
I mean, you
Yeah.
know that, dude.
Yeah.
I try to win every pot, but
All we do is win, 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 no matter.
Yep. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, that's all I got then.
Okay.
I had a
Excellent. Those are all the hands. We got everything.
Oh yeah,
Next-
skate. And by the way, most people don't adjust. So like when
I
they
agree.
don't adjust, you just keep doing it. And then I know they adjusted when they called me with like super light. That was my thing of like when I see that they called me. I had a guy call me down on a massive river bet with an underpair to the board, and I was like, okay, he has adjusted and realized. And half the time they brag about it. They're like, yeah, that just didn't make sense, and they basically tell you exactly why they did what they did. So now you get to exploit that, and that's when I changed the value and said, okay, I'm just gonna make all of my lines look retarded and make like they no sense. And then they're just gonna call me off light as shit because I'm doing these massive over bets with thin value, and then they're gonna call me off with second pair, third pair,
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
game of
Just
experts.
readjust.
Is when they adjust, you readjust. All right.
Yeah.
I'll see you guys on Monday.